What's up, YouTube? Okay, I don't ever start off like that, but we can try it off for this one. What's up, YouTube? This is Seekie, and this is Benny, and that is SETH to Deaf on Meth, and I am cool. I'm being cool right now.
Hell yeah.
So I'm being super chill right now, and that's where we're at.
Yeah, man.
What do y'all think about it?
I've had 2 shots of vodka, and I'm feeling like a new man today.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm feeling I want to show a new side of myself, you know?
Okay, let's ask Benny how he's doing.
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, bro.
Yeah.
I'm feeling great.
Yeah?
This is a real full circle moment, bro.
Glad
Yeah.
to hear it, bro.
Yeah.
We came right back to you. We started off by pointing out that you're here, and then I started off that saying the Seekie's here and SETH, and then I'm here too.
Yeah, man.
So I'm super
We're all
excited to have all of y'all here today
Beautiful, bro.
at this beautiful podcast.
This beautiful day.
Okay, bro.
I'm
So
excited, man.
let me ask you a couple questions.
Yeah.
Let's just get down to it. Get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, man.
So first of all, sir, where do you say that you like to reside from?
So I claim
Where do you
Charlotte-
like to say that you reside from? I mean,
I claim Charlotte, North Carolina. But I really stay in Huntersville, but Charlotte is where I move. It's where I do Am I a poser?
Yeah. That's where he said he was from. He said that he was from Charlotte,
Yeah.
but I think he lied. I don't know though. I really don't know. You kind of don't know if somebody lies to you or not.
No, that's real. But
Yeah, that's real. That's
Yeah,
real.
keep that in mind, man.
like I could say I'm from like Amsterdam. Like, what are you gonna say? No.
I don't know. I'd have to see your birth certificate.
Yeah, real shit. Real shit.
Is there
But,
any
like-
way we can get a chance to take a glance at? It's okay. Never mind. It's
So,
okay.
maybe
Cool.
some
Show
people-
my driver's license on the
Yeah.
podcast.
That would be cool. But if you can't, man, that's cool. That's cool too, man.
Oh, I'm glad-
it's
I'm
no
glad,
pressure. It's no pressure.
I'm glad you understand.
Yeah, but if you won't, it's okay. So, bro, let's just get right to the next question that I have for you, which is, who, if you could choose any Pokemon out of anything, what would you? Just a personal preference.
Yeah.
What would be your Pokemon that you would go to?
Like, what do you mean go to?
Like your go-to Pokemon. Like, if you can have a Pokemon in the ball at any point in time and just be like, Pokemon.
Right,
what
right.
would be the first one to pop up in your head whenever you throw a Pokemon? Like just.
I was always into like the darker Pokemon. Like I fucked with like the psychic Pokemon, like the dark coded Pokemon. I really fuck with Darkrai.
Which one? Like, are you talking about like the purple fella?
Yeah, the purple motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. There's like
I know who you're talking about.
There was like Darkrai. He was just like this cool ass like ghost dragon motherfucker. Like he was really crazy, bro. I really liked like there's like a coffin Pokemon who was like really hard. I just feel like the dark Pokemon, like the psychic Pokemon, had like the coolest art. Like they always like
just
were
makes
like
you feel good.
They're always like different. Like they was just on some like really cool like cool like goth like shit. Like they were just hard. Like
yeah. Would you say that you take a heavy influence from cartoons?
Oh, for sure.
Or anime?
My favorite cartoon is Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom?
That's your favorite?
That's my
Bro.
favorite. That's
Oh,
my
shit,
favorite
that's
cartoon.
fire.
Danny
of all time.
Phantom is
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
Bro, I wanted like when I was a kid, I wanted ghost powers like straight up. Like
Bro, whenever I was a kid, I
What?
thought that I had ghost powers.
that's hard.
And
this
then
day,
I
I think I got
realized,
ghost powers.
Yeah, God,
well,
Hey, what?
see, I
Like-
thought that, man.
Because
that
Danny
made-
Phantom, like
yeah,
you gotta
that
like
fucked me
when
up.
I was a kid, like I was like you gotta think like he can fly, go through walls, and be invincible. Like ghost, like and that sums up his ghost powers. On top of like being able to shoot
Yeah.
lasers, like he got everything.
Nah.
When I was a
yeah.
kid, like I saw him like
Yeah.
bro, it's like this one episode, like the first season where he like cleans up his room by like shooting like lasers and shit. I was like, bro, that's so hard.
Bro,
Like,
now
when
that
I was a
think
kid, I was
about
like,
it,
that's,
yeah, bro, Danny
that's so
Phantom's
cool.
OP as fuck.
he is like he could really solo your favorite cartoon character.
Oh God.
No key.
Danny Phantom is like
Oh, what
soloing,
about
like, your
Goku?
favorite Marvel character.
You think that Goku would
now, if
fuck
we're
over
talking
Danny
anime,
Phantom?
If we're talking anime,
you're
that
talking-
may be a little bit of a bad.
That's different.
Yeah, that might be different
Because
because
Nah.
anime, you got like
anime
you know what
just
I'm saying?
anime dudes just be overpowered as fuck.
It
though.
do though. It do. I can't lie. It
I
do
think
be
that like,
But
I think
like-
that Dragon Ball Z and them is like,
Bro, you know who I would put up against Goku, bro? There's like one episode of Danny Phantom where he's like older,
yeah.
and he like meets like his older version of himself who's like evil.
Uh,
I don't know if you saw it, but I feel like that version
I
of
think that
Danny
I
Phantom
have.
could like fuck up Goku. Like,
I remember that one guy, the one
We're talking
evil
about
fella.
the same Goku, right?
Are we talking about the same
Just
Goku?
Just making sure.
different,
Like,
like,
Goku
Super
is
Saiyans.
Goku.
nah, Goku.
What do you mean? Who the fuck?
But like, if
I'm
you
just
could-
saying.
Who's your Goku?
If Goku, like,
Goku is the one that can go like Super Saiyan, like super Saiyan.
Yeah,
If
there's like
Goku-
multiple Super Saiyans.
if Goku
Oh.
blue
Kamehameha-
hair, purple hair type of Goku.
Yeah.
Just making sure
Oh,
we're talking
shit.
about
if
the
Goku does a Kamehameha though, and you go invincible, like where like shit just like goes through him and shit.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like that's
Okay,
going,
yeah,
that's
you're
going
right.
through him. Like that's not affecting
That's
him.
valid.
Damn, bro. I don't know Goku.
You don't know him like that.
I don't know him like that.
I get to know him.
I'm
man.
kind of out of the mix, man.
He's like
Oh,
he's
man.
OP. It's
Oh
like,
man.
They
Yeah.
decided to make a character. It's almost like it's not like One Punch Man in that like only takes one punch to kill somebody, but it's like he can just keep getting stronger.
Yeah.
Really?
He's gonna get stronger. You know what I'm
So
saying?
like, how does he compare against like Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh,
bro, no, I think
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
don't
Not
even know.
anybody
I
ever
think-
thought about that?
honestly,
What if somebody
Goku
just,
might be the most overpowered outside of One Punch Man.
bro?
Just because One Punch is
You think
ridiculous.
Goku? Damn, bro, you are all
No,
on Goku,
no, I
bro.
think he's right. The Goku is
It's
something
ridiculous.
else.
Sicky's like, Goku's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
okay, wait. Not
Hold on,
sucking
be cool.
Goku, all right? I'm just saying,
Okay,
like,
be
in
cool, be
general,
cool.
like-
Yeah,
But he is ridiculous.
That's valid though. It's valid.
that is valid.
Bro, you know-
I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard a lot like Ben 10 could like solo Goku with like his, because he has that
Nah.
one character
Mhm.
like Omni or some shit. Who,
I don't even
Omni-Man
know.
I don't even
No,
know.
no.
Yeah, like what's that one character that's like a
Omni-Man?
universe or some shit, and he can like get really big.
Oh,
and-
Omni Man is. Are you talking about way big?
Yeah, maybe
Way big, where he
way
turns
big,
like
maybe.
huge.
I
and
don't
just-
know. I think there's like one version that's like universal or some shit. Like I don't even know.
Oh, the Omnitrix. Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe
Fuck.
I forgot what he's called.
Well,
I just know what he
Omni
looks
Man, like you said, or
No,
who
Omni-Man
you
wouldn't stand
said,
a chance. I don't
whoever the
think
fuck
against
somebody
Goku.
said.
Somebody
Yeah.
said
Bro,
that shit.
Omni Man goes insane.
No,
Yeah.
he's crazy, but I still feel like probably like Superman beat him.
Uh,
Sure.
like, bro.
See,
What's your favorite superhero?
we'd have to see me. Bro, my favorite superhero, Spider Man. Spider Man
That's
is
real.
OP as fuck.
Like
That's real.
Marvel type shit.
Like
Not like any
just in general, man.
DC,
in
Marvel,
general.
like any shit.
Goku, right?
Nah, fuck that. I would say probably Flash.
Oh,
Bro, Flash is hard.
Yeah,
I was
Flash.
really
Flash
Or
is
Doctor
hard.
Strange. Flash, Doctor Strange. But probably
Oh
Flash.
yeah, Doctor
Yeah.
Strange is pretty OP.
Yeah.
What about you?
I fuck with Batman, bro.
Oh,
I
Batman.
thought you was gonna say Goku.
I just fuck with Batman like, cause I feel like I'm Batman sometimes. Like, it's like that one.
Living in Gotham.
It's like that one. Like y'all seen that one Ken Carson meme where it's like,
We're
I feel-
Batman.
I feel like I could be Batman. I feel like you could be Batman.
I feel like anybody
Yeah.
can be Batman.
you just gotta get the gadgets. Like that. Like I feel like that. Like, but I just love how Batman just has like so much love for his city. Like that's how I feel.
We gotta get the gadgets though.
But what started your Batman arc though? Like, what do you think? Like, what makes you feel like you're Batman? Because obviously Batman's
Yeah.
arc started with something.
Ooh.
Yeah, I really feel like being in college, bro. And
Yeah,
and
what
just
made
being-
you first
and just
feel like
being
you was Batman?
and just being alone, bro. I was because at first I went to college at University of Charlotte, you know what I'm saying, to do graphic design, and like
Right.
there was just no artistic people around me. I was really just alone. Like, damn, I'm the only creative, like brooding in my room. Like, I'm the only creative person
Damn.
here.
Mm.
No like equipment, anything I have now. Just like scheming on people. Like,
You just be sketching on everything.
yeah, and also just like the love that Batman has for Gotham. Like, that's the love that I have for Charlotte.
Ah, bro.
Trying to
So-
save the city.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
100%,
Oh,
100%.
bro. I can
really-
only imagine. Bro, what would be your vehicle of choice to pull up in? What would be your
Oh,
Batmobile?
man.
Shit. Like,
Would it be the tank, the one that you had?
Yeah.
From that
Bro,
like the
that shit was
2008
crazy.
movie.
Yeah,
You have a tank.
that
yeah,
one.
it's
Yeah,
well,
it's-
it's kind of
it's-
kind of a
I
tank.
was watching
Yeah,
like a
it's
documentary
crazy
on how
looking.
they like made the old like the Christopher Nolan like Batman movies. Bro.
Well, Christopher
like,
Nolan, bro, he's such a good director, man.
They like
Such
apparently
a
to
good
make
director.
that like vehicle, that Batmobile. This one dude, he was like he took like a Hummer like car,
Yeah.
like play car, and he mixed it with like a Lambo car, and he was just like cutting them apart, like putting them together. And
Yeah.
he put like a Hummer and a Lambo together. And,
It's
like,
fully
made-
running too.
made that shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
No, that
goodness
is
gracious.
wild.
That was like the
You're talking about the
concept.
Tumbler.
The Tom,
In
it's
Dark
got
Knight.
giant
Yeah, yeah,
tires
Dark
on
Knight,
it.
yeah.
I
It's
don't know why I
almost-
can't remember this vehicle.
In Dark Knight, the movie.
Yeah.
You know, with the Joker.
100%.
And then
Yeah.
it's like a
with
military
the Heath Ledger's
Yeah.
Joker.
It's like
Type
a
shit, that's what
military
they go
Hummer
on.
mixed with a Lambo.
Do you know what we're talking about, bro?
I promise I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's just I don't know this car though.
You don't know what we're talking about.
I just don't know.
Be cool. Just be cool,
Okay,
man.
okay.
Be cool.
Nah,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
it. Yeah, you know the thing.
Yeah.
the
It's got
thing.
the big tires on it.
Type
Yeah.
shit.
And at first,
Type B. You know what I mean?
at first it comes out in like camo, and Batman's like, "Can you get it in black?"
Yeah, and then it cuts to the
Oh,
next
shit.
scene.
Yeah. It's like
Seriously, bro,
Fire.
I've watched that movie so many times. That's actually one of my
It's
top favorite movies,
so hard.
along with like another
that car.
Christopher
I
Nolan
thought you
movie,
said it was a Hummer.
Inception.
Yeah, it's like a Hummer mixed
Inception,
with like a
bro,
Lambo.
crazy.
It's like all chopped
Ince-
up.
bro, I watched that shit
I
on
know,
acid
I know
one
that
time.
car. I don't know a Hummer though. I didn't know it was like. I thought it was gonna be like shaped like a whole. Like,
You don't know what
tank
a
or whatever.
Hummer is?
Yeah, but that's more like
Yeah.
a, you know what I'm saying, little gabagoo, like a little like
type
a little,
shit, you know?
Yeah,
what I
type
mean?
shit.
He
Be
gets
cool,
the car. He's
man.
like top shit.
Hey, type B. I wouldn't even drive
Feel
it.
me?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I just have it out
Have
just to
Alfred
flex.
drive it.
It's a flex.
Have Alfred drive me around in a Batmobile.
Bro, I would definitely just be driving that shit on the city like
I'd be driving that
Support.
shit in the
crazy, just
city
bumping like
Uh-huh.
crazy shit.
with my fucking head hanging out of the window with my tongue out.
They all seen the Joker?
Yeah, I'll be driving by barking at people.
fit pics with that shit would be crazy. Like,
You
Bro, Travis Scott's got some crazy Batman pictures.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Have you seen
with
those?
the brown? Yeah.
Yes, he's got a
Interesting.
brown
It's
bat
interesting.
suit,
I saw
a
that.
Batman suit.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
shit.
you rock
Travis
with it?
Scott.
You like it?
I like it. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
It's unique. I'll
Yeah,
say that much.
it's unique.
It's creative.
Yeah,
Well, that's
bro.
what they say.
Yeah.
Where
That's
did you
all
hear
matters.
that from?
I just came up with that, bro. Just based on my own personal perception of the
Damn.
situation.
We should probably dap up on that, bro. Hell yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I'm with that shit.
Word.
But bro, man, you got all kinds of art.
Yeah,
You
bro.
and me, we're alike, brother.
Yeah, we really are.
We're the artistic type.
We really, bro. Like, ever since I was a kid, bro, I was just trying to like express myself in that way, and like just always feeling like I can't really do it. Like, I just don't have the want to do anything else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Besides art,
besides art, like it's all I think about. It's all I want to do. It's all I study. Like,
you live and breathe art.
I do. Like, I really do. I really. And I
You
really
are
had like
art.
I had a switch recently mentally as well, like within the last year of just like really embracing that I am an artist. I feel like as an artist, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't see themselves as like artists because like what an artist is so obscure. It can really be anything.
Ah, yeah.
And so,
yeah,
like,
yeah. It's such a broad statement.
It really is. And like for a long time, I just saw myself as someone who made art
So have
and
you
not
been,
an artist.
So are you trying to say that you've been trying to home down on some sort of a niche?
Not even that, just like not really taking myself seriously, like making shit, but like not making shit and be like, because I made this, I am an artist. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I understand, like, whenever I'm making something, I always look at it as like, would I like this? I'm not looking at it as the end. Whenever, like, say if you make something and monetize it and sell it, just like you made those sketches with the pictures, you wasn't thinking about selling it in the time. I would think so. I'm thinking that you're just focusing solely on what is this piece gonna look like and how can I make this piece look good.
Yeah, man. Like that's really the best way that I've figured out how to make art as well. Like I definitely agree with everything you said, and like I just feel like the best art comes when the audience is you. And like me especially, like I know that my taste is good. And so I just
what makes you think your taste is good?
just how much I study things.
Mhm.
Like for a long time I've just really studied the kind of art that I make, and I spent a lot of time alone just thinking about it. I think that's where a lot of artists that I've talked to, all the real artists I've talked to have had a period of aloneness, and I think that really helps the real people who really care about it and make it. I think that helps them think about the art that they want to make and what they want to do. And when you're alone, like, and you're an artist, you just consume art that you love because that, like, when I was because my art is music videos. Like, yes, I sketch and yes, I draw and stuff. And that's like, I make clothes, you know what I'm saying? Dry Eyes merch, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out Dry Eyes. Shout out Dry Eyes.
That's my brand.
It's
but
fire, bro.
Yes,
It's
sir.
just so fire.
Love,
It definitely
bro.
is.
But like, all that is just like some shit that I like to do, so I just do it. But music videos, man, like that's my real love. And
That's
so
awesome.
when I was really going through it, when I was like, you know, in college alone and like not really knowing what I wanted to do, because I was in college for graphic design, but like I went to college because I've been doing like Photoshop and all that since I was a kid. So like I really been doing graphic design since I was like a little kid, you know, just fucking around in Photoshop, playing around. And once I got to college, like at that point I had just become really like good at it. Like I was already making cover arts for local artists in Charlotte and just doing that type of thing, starting to get myself out there. And by the time I was in college, like I got to those graphic design courses at University of Charlotte, and like it was all tutorials, and I was already better than everyone that was there, you know. Not to like sound like I have like an ego about it. It was just, of course I would be better. Like I've been doing it longer.
Yeah, you've
like
just been practicing more than other people and more passionate about it.
Yeah, and a lot of people that had just got there, like they were just either interested in it and they hadn't started it. So everyone was just doing like real tutorial basic shit, and on top of that I'm doing gen eds that I don't even really fuck with at all, like because like I said, I just want to make art. Like I don't give a fuck about like math, you know what I'm saying? Like
fuck that.
That was never just for me. And like so being there and just having no one like who really was as passionate as me, it just made me realize like, damn, like this isn't for me. And so when I was in that lonely space, like music videos was really how I escaped, because I always loved music, and then I always loved movies as well, and then it was kind of just a combination of just the two things that I always loved. And so whenever I watch a music video, it just transport me to like a different plane almost, where I can like, right now I'm like broke in college, but like for 2 minutes and 40 seconds I'm like with this dude flexing, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that really 100%. Like helped me out mentally and helped me get to the next level, and helped me realize like, yo, like I really love this art and I really want to like pursue this.
Yeah, that's really cool, bro.
Yeah, man.
For real. I really like all the editing that you've been doing with the shit. And that new music video that you showed me, that shit's hard. That shit's hard as fuck. It really is. Because, bro, I watch a lot of music videos, bro. I really do. I sit down on my spare time. I usually sit down and watch a lot of music videos, and I just take in information. Do you ever not, I don't want to use the word compare because that's not the best word to put it, but are you ever highly influenced by the other music videos that are out there?
Yeah, 100%, man. Like I said, like to this day, music videos is like still my escape and my favorite form of media. So like I watch 50 music videos a day just studying shit. Like I love new music. I love like the feeling of feeling like I'm up to date with everything that's going on in music. And
that's how I am with like songs.
Yeah.
It's cool to, like, I never thought that someone would be like that with music videos.
Yeah.
That's because that's your passion. It makes sense that like music videos would be the thing that makes you like go. You know what I'm saying? Like you watch music videos all day. Like I listen to music all day. That's
exactly
dope.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that's
so
and I think that we had this conversation before about like not really and there's like the compare word, because comparing yourself is kind of, it's the same thing as what I'm talking about, because you are kind of essentially comparing yourself to like where you're at, I would say quality wise, whether it's in either field of music or just videos, you know, just taking the time to understand what other people like. See, if you like put on a popular music video, kind of understand why is this popular, or a popular song, why is this popular?
Man. And that's why like I really watch as many as I do, because it's like at this point, just for everything, it's like not only a form of enjoyment for me to just watch a new music video that just came out and see what people are doing,
or like why do I like this and why do other people like this? Because I said
really
popular, but that's not really, that doesn't really encapsulate everything whenever it comes to popularity, because there could be some music videos which there are that are not as popular, but they are still just as good, or if not better than the most popular music videos.
Exactly. And I feel like I really like, not only do I enjoy them, but I really study music videos in an academic kind of standpoint, where it's like I'm looking at like what's that effect you use, how can I do some shit like that, but make it my own. What's like, how did you get that texture like that, how did you like color grade it in that way? Like I'm studying like what they're doing. I have like kind of almost my own like structure for what makes a music video actually good. So you want to hear it?
Yeah,
so,
I do want to hear it.
I'm actually super interested.
So there's a few.
Hold on, what do you use to edit?
I use Premiere Pro and
Fuck.
After Effects, like the Adobe suite.
Damn it! I've been using DaVinci.
DaVinci is good as fuck.
Yeah,
too,
but I mean,
Yeah.
everybody that I talk to is using something different.
yeah, that's a beautiful thing, man. You can really edit in so many different ways. Like,
But
Yeah.
anyways, what was you saying?
yeah. So my criteria is kind of so first, it's like the location. The location really impacts the music video. Like, where is the setting? Where are we? Because that's gonna make me feel a type of way.
Yeah.
Then you have like your color grading. How is it color graded? How does it look? The colors. How do the colors make me feel?
Absolutely.
That's another kind of bracket where I kind
and you
of
kind of want to align it with whatever
Yeah.
the sound of the song is.
exactly, yeah. And then how is like the editing? You know, how what kind of edits? Because you can have a video that looks beautiful like visually, but there's not a lot of edits, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like some videos don't require a lot of fancy edits. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes just making shit visually
Yeah,
appealing.
just the camera work.
Yeah, sometimes that's totally cool. And flip flop it, like sometimes you can just not have crazy visuals, like maybe you're just in the crib, but like at the same time maybe you have a fucking crazy edits.
Yeah, I come
Every,
to
like,
like
few
I come
minutes.
to like become a really appreciative to a lot of the music videos that are just a lot of film work, and
Yeah.
it's not any edits, or it is, but it's very slight ones.
Yeah.
But I really have been really liking those and kind of homing down on that a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I really like a lot of the edits too,
That's fire.
and
yeah.
I like how you can incorporate both to it. And me personally, the way that I like to edit to make it seem as if it's like it's somewhat realistic, but it's still edited in a way where it's just smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I see that you like to make it where it's really fucking smooth and it looks good. I see that you got a good eye for quality.
Yeah.
I fuck with that shit,
Most
bro.
definitely, like
100%.
For
just
sure.
just off watching so many, it's like I really study what looks good and what doesn't.
Mhm.
And I think my eye is my most valuable. My eye for taste is my most valuable commodity that I'm giving to artists when they work with me, because it's like I really do think that I know what looks good and what people want to see and what I want to see.
Yeah.
And so
That's
that-
why I asked you that first question I asked you, because I know
Yeah.
you have a great answer. I
Yeah.
feel like as a creative, I want to know what makes you. Like, why do you feel so confident about your art and what you bring to the table? Because I know you. I know how
Yeah,
creative
yeah.
you are. I know the type of shit you do. But I want to know what inspires your confidence in your art, because you're great. I know
Yeah.
you're great.
Yeah.
But I don't know what makes you so confident in what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think-
Seekie's too picky with his music videos, bro.
No.
Bro,
I love it.
I know.
I am.
I watched all of your videos the other day. I
Yeah.
sat down and watched all of them, and bro, you're too picky, bro.
I have to be, bro.
No, I do respect it,
Yeah.
bro. That's not any hate, bro, because I really do respect that, bro.
And
but
like from a musician to a videographer, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So like you're displaying whatever it is a musician has, sonically, visually. You know what I'm saying?
For
But it's
real.
in your particular patina, your particular style.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think what makes me
I
so
like that.
confident is just like how long that I know I've studied it for. Like I've only been making music videos for 6 months, but I've like been studying it since I was in middle school.
Hell
And
yeah.
like I think that's what gives me the most confidence, is just like knowing that I've just had a pure love for it for so long. And so that I think that love really like is behind all the confidence, because it's like,
yeah,
of course I know what looks good because I love what looks good. Does that make sense?
100%.
Yeah.
for real.
Like a real dedication to
Yeah.
it.
That's what I was gonna say. I was thinking about what I asked the last podcast, or I don't know if it was the last one or the one before that, but we was talking about whenever you make music. I was asking you, whenever you make music, do you solely make it just for the listener's ears or just for your ears?
Yeah.
And then you gave me the answer that I didn't like. And I don't know if I still agree with it or not, but you told me that you make music that you think sounds good, and then other people will adapt to it.
100%.
But I think that that goes along with what you're saying, though. You can acquire a taste for what is popular, and then if you like what is popular, then you can just as easily make the music that is popular just because you like it.
It's like, this is why I fuck with Dry Eyes so much, because it's not only about what you can create for the artist, similar to me, what I can create for the listener. I feel like whenever you create something and you know you're creating it with them in mind, you can add your own style to it and still convey the message that they're trying to convey.
Exactly.
Because I know personally
like,
the way that whenever I paint, I'm not just thinking about what I want, because that's exactly what I'm going to put on there, because I'm not going to paint anything that I can't hang up myself.
Yeah.
If I don't like it the way that it looks, I'm going to fix it, or it's not going to be hung up, and it's just I'm going to throw it away basically.
Yeah.
So that's the way that I'm looking at it, as do I like it, and will other people have a sense of liking it too? And from painting so long now, I've kind of gotten a taste of what other people's taste is for the majority. So whenever I'm making something, I'm not only just making something for me because I want it to look exactly what I like, but I've also kind of acquired the taste and kind of met in the middle for like what other people like as well. And then I'm making it so not only I like it, but other people like it as well. Because if you're just making...
And I think as a videographer, I like to think of myself kind of like as a servant to the artist, because like since I do have that visual vision, the eyes like that I said I had, like to see what people want to see, but also what I like. Since I have that, I didn't kind of realize I had that for a long time. Like it kind of took a few years for me to like realize, like, wait, I kind of have like an ability to visually see things in my head that like other people don't see off rip, or like you might not think of the same things visually, because when I listen to music, it's all like I can close my eyes and I can see the music video in my head already. I'm a very like visual person in that way, where I almost have like a photographic memory, and I can also like sounds make me think of visuals like instantly. So and like since I was a kid, like I've always been like, well, what is this guy talking about? Like, what is he saying? And where does the music make me feel? And how would that look visually in my head, just to like entertain myself?
Yeah.
So
I feel that.
I feel like that going through that as a kid has just made me have a very like I can translate the sound to the vision. And that's what makes me such a good videographer and editor, is that like I know what you want because I know how it sounds. And so I'm almost like a translator of languages, where like, since you're an artist, like you're in the sound, let's just call it like the sound world. Yeah. But you're in that sound world 90% of the time, right? But you're not in the visual world like that much. Yeah. Unless you need to do a video. And so like I'm someone who exists mostly in the visual world, but I also understand the sound world, just because I genuinely love music. Like I said, I listen to music all the time. I spend time trying to find new music. And so, yeah, like I feel like I just love I just had an artist that I was working with. I was on a FaceTime with her. Her name is Foxy. Shout out Foxy Kills.
Shout out Foxy.
And so, I was just showing her like the video we were working on. I'm working on a video for her right now. It's called Black Lipstick on Your Shirt, and it's gonna be coming out really soon. But I was showing her like the few edits I had started in the sequencing and color grading that I had started on her new video, and like she was just so excited and happy to see that, and she told me like, Benny, like this is exactly what I like visualize when I see my art. Like this is how I see myself portrayed visually. I just didn't know how to like get that across to my other like editors, and I feel like my other editors just don't like understand that like this is how I want to look. And like I think I'm just really good at understanding like from hearing something how someone wants that sound to look.
Yeah, most definitely.
Like, that's why I like study music videos, so I can like get better at understanding that. And yeah, man, like that joy of like seeing an artist be like, this is exactly how I want to portray myself, because portraying yourself is such a big part of being a musical artist. Yeah. Like a lot of people I feel like aren't only listening to the music for the music anymore. Like a lot of people are listening to the music because of what the music makes you and portrays you as. Like a lot of people listen to Playboy Cardi,
like how it makes you feel. Not just like what the music is.
Exactly. Like a lot of people listen to Playboy Cardi because like when you listen to Playboy Cardi, like you're a vamp. 100%. Like you're in that vamp like mindset. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely get what you're saying. And he has he has like a visual attached to his name, like an aesthetic, kind of like Kanye West does now, or just like how he did with just throughout his whole entire career. I look up to Kanye as like he's a very important artist, like regardless of what people think about him and his politics and whatnot. But he's an incredible artist, and he's like, I would use him as an example for like a master artist along with Pharrell.
No, for sure, yeah.
Most definitely.
Pharrell's like a GOAT, bro. I saw a statistic recently where it was fucking like 80% of the songs that were on the radio in like 2003 were like produced by Pharrell. Like some crazy,
seriously,
some crazy shit like that. Like really
Pharrell and Timbaland run the whole like early 2000s.
Really just a GOAT, bro. Like
the thing that makes sense.
What's that music video with Pharrell where he's like, it's like Pharrell and Jay-Z, and they're like in like this indoor like skate rink, bro. What? It's like Frontin' with Pharrell and Jay-Z, bro. Crazy song, crazy music video. Like
for real,
he was really someone who knew how to like set a vibe and like knew how to visually present himself. Like
most
with, like,
definitely,
with, like,
bro.
Fashion, like his music videos are crazy.
Yeah,
always. Like he's just an artistic understanding. He gets it for sure. I would love to like have a conversation with Pharrell,
bro. Most definitely, Pharrell. I think is like one of the biggest. He's like one of the biggest artists of our generation, and people. But I think that he's underrated.
He's so underrated
because for real. Because people don't even know Pharrell. Like, exactly.
Like a lot of people know Pharrell off Happy. That's crazy, bro.
Like for real, but Pharrell.
You're hilarious.
You know what I mean?
Is he better at fashion or music in your opinion, or production?
Bro, that's why I say he's such a master artist, because he's like, and I always use this example too, because like Picasso, I don't even think Picasso was a master artist. Picasso, I think, was a master painter.
100%.
Right.
But like whenever we're talking about, just art in general, definitely Da Vinci was a master artist for sure.
Yeah.
But Kanye and Pharrell, a Renaissance man, exactly.
Where you can exist in multiple genres of art.
Exactly. Thomas Jefferson, dude. Even though that he wasn't a visual artist, he was such a good he invented things too, and he was a scholar. He was an intellectual. But he wrote the Declaration of Independence whenever he was like 30.
Right.
You know what's interesting about that?
What the fuck?
I feel like
some people I know in their 30s barely even exist.
Yeah. There's a difference between like when it comes to art, there's a difference between like creative ability and like technical ability.
For sure.
Yeah.
And, like, all the people that like we're talking about, they have all mastered like the creative ability of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they can switch between
I gotta go to the
bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Oh.
Fucking
Can we get a shirt on it that says "Be Cool"?
We're back with Benny Hanna, the master cooker upper. Yeah. Sorry for the blooper. That was we cut it out. You didn't see it, all of it. You didn't see all of it, but some shit got fucked up.
It was a lot.
It was a lot, but it's okay. We're cool. Be cool. So let's get that Be Cool merch, bro.
Please,
I'm
with that.
I really have not ventured off into the t-shirt making avenue.
Please.
I can send you like a good ass shirt. Like,
I would love for you to. Do you print them? Do you like print them yourself?
I'm just now getting a new printer because my old printer fucked my shit up.
See,
when you're making shirts, bro, you gotta fuck with the right people, bro.
I
know. Some people don't give a fuck,
bro.
Some people don't give a fuck.
I know, bro. That's why I don't do it anymore. I used to. I have a lot of like my own shirts with my brand on it.
Yeah.
But I don't have them out there publicly because I've just went through so much bullshit, man. You good, bro?
Yeah. This microphone is super fire. I was like, the sound sounds great. It's crisp. I was like,
hell yeah.
I would like to record into one of these. Anyway,
just be cool, bro.
100%. I'm working on it.
100%. Okay, here we go.
No, yeah.
Sweet. I don't even remember what I was saying now.
Talking about shirts.
Yeah, the shirts. Yeah.
Shirts, man. Fuck those shirts and fuck those people who do those shirts.
Yeah, man.
Because I've just had bad experience. Not really bad experiences, but it's just a bunch of bullshit that
really,
goes along
you know what
with
I'm just learning, bro? Like, I'm just learning you always gotta fuck with people who really love what they do, bro.
Yes.
Like, a lot of
seriously.
It's a lot of videographers. It's a lot of people that make clothes. It's a lot of anything, bro. Like rappers even that just don't give a fuck about
that are not even passionate about it.
They don't give a fuck about the art. They just give a fuck about the notoriety
Seriously.
and the money. And it's like
that's why I like that
Yeah.
Seekie's you're very picky.
Yeah, it's because
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
broke. As soon as I start making some money, I'm gonna switch up completely.
Well, well, bro, like the damn,
yeah,
bro, just you got a good eye too for like what looks good too.
yeah. That's why I'm
both of
so
y'all
curious
do.
about that because I don't know what inspires that eye because it's like. Is it creative? Is it creativity or technicality that inspires whether or not you
is that what-
understand?
I think it's like the marriage of both, man. I think it's like
Yeah.
You gotta marry them both.
yeah.
You gotta marry the both of them together.
Yeah, you gotta be
Yeah.
polygamous.
Oh, God.
No cap.
No, be cool. Let's get into
But
it.
you know what I always like to ask, bro? I always like to ask people their favorite music videos. I like to
Oh.
know what music videos people really fuck with.
Bro,
Shit.
let's start off with him first so that I can have time to think about it.
Let's wait until Blue comes out.
Okay.
Whenever Blue comes out, I'll let you know
Be
because I was
cool.
inspired by
Blue. What's coming out, Blue?
I have a song called Blue.
You have a song called Blue coming out?
That's coming out in like a couple weeks or so.
Really? Am I
Yeah.
supposed to know that?
Now you do. Shit. But yeah,
Damn,
no.
I feel like a piece of shit now.
What's the name of that fucking show? I mean, what's the name of that movie? There's a movie that's inspired by, but all the shots are like very censored, and it's a certain type of style of shooting. I'll find the name for y'all in a little bit.
Bro,
But I don't know. It really just comes down to
I
like,
just
you know,
thought about it. Bro, I just saw I want to hear yours. What's your favorite music video?
Of all time,
Of all time.
all time because music videos are hard for me. 'cause
See,
I have
that's
a lot.
tough.
So
I know there's so many good music videos.
I would say like "Catch Me Outside."
That's
with-
such
with-
a good
with
one.
Ski Mask the Slump God.
Yes.
Like-
Lyrical
Was
Lemonade.
that with all the glitching?
With it-
Yes,
yeah.
Lyrical
Yeah, no, that was
Lemonade.
fire.
Just because that was a video that really
Such
like,
a good music
sparked my
video.
creativity for
Seriously.
sparked my love for music videos. Like seeing like Ski Mask of Slump God's I
real.
like
I
move
rewatched
over
it.
here as a kid and be like, yo,
Yeah.
how the
Seriously.
fuck did you do that?
I
Like,
rewatched that a couple days ago and it seriously got me.
I feel like being an editor, like a music video editor, is kind of like being a magician sometimes. Where it's like,
God.
it's like, how did he do that? How did
For
he,
real.
And like a good magician never gives his tricks, so you gotta figure it out yourself. Like you
Yeah.
like there's a lot of tutorials, but there's a lot of shit where it's just like I just like watch that one scene like 10 times and like figure
Bro,
out how
for
to
real.
just like do it myself. Like,
You know
So
how many
you break
times-
down music videos, like you actually break them down and try to recreate.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
hell
that's
yeah.
crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
For
how I
real.
started, man. Like I think Rick Rubin talks about how
Rick Rubin. Shout out.
The GOAT.
yeah,
Shout
man,
out.
like when you're starting out, how you kind of just like he talks about in his book how like the Beatles started out trying to imitate like American rock, and then it just becoming its own thing because they were from the UK. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was starting, like I was just imitating Cole Bennett, like
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel that.
Noah So Cold, man, like Box Boys, bro, just like all the.
Bro, Cole Bennett goes so insane.
He's really my
100%.
go,
He's a
bro.
goat.
Like
Seriously.
shout out Cole Bennett, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Or those there's
man.
other guys that Lil Yachty works with and Cole Bennett works with.
you know what's crazy, bro?
Og.
Yes,
Yeah.
AWG.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
Seriously.
A$AP Rocky shit.
Yes.
So cold.
Bro, that's what I was gonna say. My favorite one now, it just released not that long ago. For the ASAP Rocky video. Have
Bruh,
you seen it?
Yeah, Rocky shit.
Bro,
where it's like crazy shit.
the
just
most
happens.
recent one
No
where-
lie. You talking about Taylor Swift? Is that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro,
yeah.
that
Bro.
music video was ridiculous.
Whenever I watch that music
Crazy.
video,
That's
I
my
was
favorite.
like-
That's my favorite for real. I don't know how. That's
I
such
swear
a
to
high
God,
budget
I
video,
sit
though.
there and rewatch that music video 4 or 5 times.
No lie.
So
Sit
fire,
in
bro.
one sit, and I was
But
like,
Rocky's always had good ass videos, bro. Like,
But how do you
like,
like?
you're talking-
How do you conceptually come up with something like that?
every time,
You know what I'm saying?
every single time that I've seen something different, every single time that I watched it, and I've watched it at least 6 or 7 times by
Seriously,
now.
bro.
And it's only been out for a couple weeks.
that
what,
shit's
what was the
crazy.
Rocky video with like him and Rihanna?
LSD, that one got a
No,
Grammy.
Not LSD.
LSD got a Grammy.
LSD got a Grammy. It was voted the best visuals.
It was. That's
I
my
didn't know
bitch.
that.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
the best
that-
music video.
Are you talking about Fashion Killer? Or are you
That,
talking about?
no, that's my bitch with
That's my bitch.
Rocky.
Mm.
Yeah. That video.
I don't know. I don't remember that one.
But
But
yeah,
LSD's
Fashion
good
Killer-
too.
Fashion
LSD.
Killer's a
Mm-mm.
classic.
Yeah.
Bro. Like LSD classic.
Bro, LSD
LSD
is so
I
good.
didn't know it
When
got a
we're talking
Grammy.
about
Yeah,
favorites,
no,
like
it's wild.
people say LSD a lot because it's just a classic.
It's such a good music
I was
video.
almost gonna say LSD, but I didn't
Yeah.
know it won a Grammy.
I mean,
That's
really,
wild,
any
bro. That's amazing.
really any Cole Bennett music videos, any
Yeah,
lyrical
Cole Bennett's like-
lyrical
Yeah,
lemonade
man.
music video. Well, a lot of the lyrical lemonade videos, not a lot of them, but some of them are not
Oh, shit.
are not by Cole Bennett.
Bro, why is it to the brim?
Be cool, bro. Take it.
All right.
Cheers,
Wait,
again.
are you bringing one for yourself? as
Cheers.
well?
Be cool.
All right, bet. This is water.
It's literally water.
I always request water in my shots. That
See,
way I can always be
Seth
with it.
fucked y'all. Look,
Yeah.
he got the smallest shot glass, and he gave y'all the biggest.
God, bro.
Oh,
You playing
gosh,
on our
damn it.
downfall, bro.
Fuck, Seekie.
Be cool, bro. Be
Be
cool.
fucking cool, man.
Sorry.
Be cool as fuck, dude.
I'm so
Come on, you got this. You got this. Hell yes. Fucking professionals.
straight face.
Man, but yeah,
Because it
any
was wild.
Cole Bennett, any lyrical lemonade,
Bro, y'all fuck with
music videos.
Noah So Cold, bro.
I'm unfamiliar.
Hey,
He
bro.
has,
Thank
like,
you.
When
By
it
the
comes
way.
to editing, like he's really crazy. I'll show you some crazy videos.
Yeah, bro. I bet I'm very familiar with the music because I've watched so many music videos, but I don't know like directly who that is. Another good one that I was just thinking about.
Oh, Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf. Yes.
He's done a lot of like Lucky's videos.
Yes, I've seen a lot of those.
Lone Wolf.
Future has
I
a
look
pretty
into
good a good guy that does a lot of. Bro,
The
have
new
you,
Future videos were crazy. You see the one where he had like the wrapped cars?
bro,
They were like
I don't
wrapped
know.
crazy. I'll show you that. Shit.
On his new project.
Yeah, yeah.
Did y'all listen to his new
Bro,
project?
yes, I
thought
love it.
I thought
Y'all
it was
like it?
really
I
cool,
love
yeah.
that shit.
I heard some
You
bad
like it?
things. I love it. I like
you heard
it.
some bad things about it.
Yeah, but thing is, like everybody
People
hangs
always
around,
gonna
loves
hate.
Future. I love Future,
Bro,
Future's
I
hard.
I
feel
really
me?
think that Future is like one of the best rappers of all time.
For sure.
It's
Seriously.
not okay. So
not
this,
in. See, this is here we go with the
Yeah.
fucking conversation.
Yeah,
The technicality
exactly,
versus
bro.
creativity.
Yes, bro.
See, and
Yeah.
see, because Future is not a technical rapper. I think
No.
that Drake is a better technical rapper than Future.
100%.
But I
Yeah.
think that Future. Well, I don't know about the conversation with Drake because
I
we
feel
could probably
like-
take some time to talk about the hits in
Yeah.
either one of them because Drake and Future just got hits after hits after hits. After
Yeah,
hit.
yeah, yeah.
Even together,
Mhm.
bro, their whole
Even
ass,
together,
their whole
yeah.
ass, their whole ass album that they made together.
Mhm.
What a time to be alive? Is that what it
Mhm.
was? That
Was
whole
Ken-
album is a hit.
Kendrick
Yeah.
has some words about that album. Yeah, nice to know. Yeah.
Bro, shout out to Kendrick too. Like Kendrick
Yeah, man.
Lamar is a better technical rapper
Yeah.
than
And you know
probably
what's
Drake.
funny though?
But
You
if
know
we
what's
talk about
crazy? Like
creativity, it's like,
if you look at the
gotta have that
culture and
conversation.
like where the underground artists of today are really going, bro. Like what I'm realizing is like the culture in general is starting to prioritize like a vibe over lyrical perfection.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Like-
see, that's what why I homed down on what you were saying earlier. Whenever you said something about like how it makes you feel,
Mhm.
that's exactly what I think that the whole art culture is surrounded by now.
Yeah,
It's not
man.
really what the art means; it's just what it makes you feel.
Yeah, man. And I think like the artists of today, like Netspend and Osama Sun, and like
Yeah.
a lot of the people coming out the underground, even more underground than them. Like a lot of the thing I'm seeing is just like they're saying keywords,
Yeah.
but they're just kind of flowing on the beat. And
so you're talking about like mumble rap,
yeah,
basically.
yeah, like
It's very similar to visual art nowadays
Mhm.
because it's
it's more
becoming
about, the beat and it's more
feeling
it's
that
more
you
about the
get.
feeling. Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
the feeling that you feel when you see.
And
a
if you
certain
don't
piece,
if you don't
know what I'm saying?
understand
Most
that, you're
definitely.
gonna hate.
Yeah.
If you don't understand like why they're making those noises, it's all to make you
Yeah.
feel a certain type
Like
of
the old heads. That's what
You
you're
know
talking
what's
about.
funny? It's because everyone takes a part in language.
yeah.
Every person,
Yeah.
everybody that speaks takes a part in language.
Yeah.
So people can judge it based on whatever they feel is like,
Mhm.
But I feel like art from a sonic standpoint, music is starting to become more like visual art in that it's not about what you can perceive based on like what you hear. It's
Yeah.
really about how you feel.
And
about
you know
when
what's funny?
hear
I
it.
was just talking
Like
to my
visual art.
sister about
I like
this.
that.
I was just talking to my sister about this the other day. Like, she was like, "You're always like up to date on like new music and stuff." I was like,
Yeah.
you're always showing me like some
It should be.
some different shit." And I was telling her like, I think I'm that way because I've just watched like like I've watched my dad say like, "Oh, my dad, my grandpa, didn't like my music growing up, but then he'll hate on my music, and I've just watched that cycle of like,
Yes, it happens to every generation.
You
It's
want
weird.
you want the music that you listen to be cool, that came up on your time, and you want the older generation to understand that. But then when the new generation comes up and does their own thing, you don't understand that. You don't. I think the reason I've been able to just like stay on top of what's going on is just because like I'm always just open to shit.
Yeah.
Like just, and I want to be that old head that's like just jamming like the newest
new
shit.
shit.
Like
Yeah.
I want to just have that open mind and that acceptance to be like, this is what art is now, and like I'm rocking with this. Like I never
Yeah.
want to be the old head that's like, oh, like what y'all kids are listening to is like not shit, because it's always like
Yeah.
it always is like some shit.
No,
It
most
really
definitely. And, you know, you can kind of see a lot of the artists, especially whenever you're talking about music, you see a lot of artists nowadays that are relevant now still, but have been relevant for their whole career, and they've had a long-lasting career. Best example I can think of is like Eminem.
Yeah.
Because even though people still think that he's not as good as he was whenever he was younger, he still is very relevant compared to, you know, a lot of these other artists out here now. He's held his own, and he's also incorporated the new types of styles, like the new beats.
Yeah.
He's incorporated new flows. I mean, he's gotten his own. He's got his own type of evolution to himself, just like everybody else does.
Yeah.
And I think that his type of evolution also came along with absorbing the new music culture to an extent, and he's also pointing out also in his music how he doesn't like the new culture, but he still kind of likes some parts of it. And
Have you heard his new project?
I have.
Me too.
His
I love
new
it. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
actually really like it.
I like it
I
too,
really do. It's the first
personally.
Eminem album that I've listened to in a while where I've actually liked it. I'm not going to be going down the road bumping Eminem.
Mhm.
I'm going to be going down the road bumping Future.
Of course. Valid.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But to say the least, it's a very good technical album.
Yeah.
For real. Whereas Future's album is a very good not even a good creative album.
Mhm.
It's like a hit. It's like a hit album. His new album is just like a hit album, and you do kind of have to be creative to be able to make hits.
I really like that on the album Future was doing some different shit though. Like he
Yeah.
was doing some different vocal shit. There's that one song where he's like just like droning.
Yeah.
He's fucking with like some different shit. Like he's just doing like slightly different shit. He's
Yeah.
evolving in his own way.
Well-
And it's like I think as an artist, like you just have to do something different every time. You have to evolve every time. You have to just try something different. And I feel like the people that don't stay around for very long were the people that come really quickly. They come up really quickly and they fade really quickly. I think those are the people that like they find a sound that they love,
Yeah.
but they don't
They just
evolve it, and they
They
just
don't
stick to
adapt
that
or
sound.
anything.
Nah, I definitely completely understand.
Yeah.
I
that.
think that's a problem with a lot of Charlotte,
Mm.
the older Charlotte artists that are kind of dying out right now. And a big reason why Charlotte hasn't really blown up in the way it's supposed to is because a lot of artists, just that I've seen local artists in Charlotte, they have like a 2017 type of flow, and they haven't really moved on from it.
I'll say
Damn,
that
he's calling out the baby
the
for
problem
real.
is
Yeah,
I feel like
bro.
with Charlotte art,
You know what? I don't fuck with the baby at all, bro.
Really?
Because he didn't
he didn't subscribe.
he didn't bring up Charlotte, bro. Because I'm like, why in your debut album do you have like a LA cap on and you're not repping Charlotte like that? Like,
Well, I think
and
it's because people didn't fuck with him in Charlotte.
and he just didn't like in Atlanta or like in New York. You know, like Young Thug. I always think of like Young Thug, like Gucci Man. Like they blew up, but then they brought the
They
next
brought the
generation
whole
up with
generation up with
and
them.
the
Yes.
baby didn't do that.
The baby did
he
not
blew
do
up,
that.
and then it was just him. He could have
Yeah,
put
him and his team.
he could have really put Charlotte on, and like that's what I want to do.
He
with
really could have.
That's what I want to do with
I have
my
a
videos.
question.
Like I want to.
is that his? Does he have to do that?
He doesn't have to. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I think as long as you're making a living like that off art, I think that's beautiful. I just think
Is he required to do that?
he's not
required,
required. It's
yeah.
just I think it would be nice. Like That's
Yeah.
what, because that's what I want to do. I think community is
Yeah.
more important than
100%.
some of
Like
those
J.
things
Cole
sometimes.
always
I
shouts
agree.
out Fayetteville.
I don't like the way he came up personally.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just like to try it against
Yeah,
different
no,
things.
well, yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like J. Cole, like you was saying too. But at the same time, you know, what if your style that you like is not? It's not. See, I think that music videos is a little bit different too, because you know, you kind of, you and me making music videos, we're kind of like you know, required to go off of somebody else's art too in order to form the music video itself, because that the music has to be there first in order to make the music video.
Right.
Whereas the music, you know, that's not, I don't think that really, they don't have to, whereas just musical artists, they don't really have to, except for producers, and even, like, they don't require to rely on other artists in order to make their own art.
Right.
But like
Yeah.
music videos, or not music videos, but like beats. That's the only thing that I can think of where it's the artist. They could use, you know, local producers, or, you know. So I mean, but that's also like just buying anything in general.
Yeah.
You know, like you could. There's the people that's out there that could just purchase. Like I could have just purchased some stickers from Walmart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then I was like, oh shit, fucking, like I didn't even realize that I wanted stickers until you showed me some fucking stickers that I
Right,
thought
right.
was dope as fuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's an example too, is that I have more of appreciation for, you know, the handmade art over something that is mass produced that isn't as special.
Right.
You know, that goes along with it too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, facts.
Not for sure.
But like whenever it comes to the creativity and the because I know that you kept on talking about it and I kept on talking about it,
No
because I
cap.
think that's a very good piece of observation there. And I forgot what else I was gonna say about because I was gonna say something about Kanye just a little bit ago, and that really rubs me wrong that I can't remember that.
Was it about his creativity?
Yes, most definitely, because he's such a creative.
Do you feel like his creativity is leaning more towards like insanity, or do you feel like do you feel like he's too far gone in his creativity, or do you feel like he's right where he needs to be?
Bro,
I think creativity can be insanity.
I think he's
It's supposed to be
misunderstood.
insanity too,
I definitely
it's
feel
Nah, I don't think so.
not to the not to the
I
close
definitely
extent,
feel
but, you
like
know.
I'm insane sometimes.
Mm.
For sure, I felt
Well,
like that.
and that's also good too, because I mean you're also struggling with always struggling with a balance, being
I think creativity is like a blessing and a curse. Like,
like a constantly evolving
Like
artist.
a touch of insanity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
you have to have a touch of insanity in order to balance the line between perfect and extremely flawed.
I've always felt
If that- I mean-
Kanye had good intentions. I just think he kind of gets caught up sometimes, and like,
yeah.
I think the media, he gets tricked a lot by
Question.
the media. You
So
know?
what do we define insanity as? We would define it as like an internal battle, like a battle within yourself.
No.
So what do you define that insanity?
Maybe like
as?
madness.
like madness.
Because I feel
Yeah.
like
I think
What
insanity is just a deviant way of thinking.
think so.
Insanity. I think so. Insanity, man. That's a good question. No, that's a
Losing
really
it-
good question,
Losing
because
an internal
like,
battle.
yeah. I think insanity is
Can we like look up?
having
There is
having
a definition. I think like the definition. of insanity
having
is-
no
Definitions are
connection
cool,
with the
but, you
real
know.
world, having no connection with the realness of the world. So
Losing
I think
like your
that
tether, like whatever is
Yeah.
holding you to like reality.
I think that very rarely.
like a disconnect from reality.
I think
or something,
very
maybe.
rarely people that are actually insane, that are very creative artists,
Mm-hmm.
very rarely will they succeed, because they don't have that connection to the real world.
Nothing to kind of
Yeah.
anchor them.
So like, yeah, there's really no way that Kanye is insane
Mhm.
or even a maniac.
Yeah.
He said a bunch of fucked up shit, but he's completely aware of what he said, and I think that he knows how the world actually works.
Yeah.
You know, whereas somebody that is actually clinically insane, they only care about how they feel and not how the world feels
Facts.
around them.
I agree.
Yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
insanity, I think of somebody that's insane, I think of like somebody that doesn't have feelings
It's like
for
an
anybody
insane
else.
asylum.
Yeah, or
It's like a
there's
psychopath.
there's
or
like
something.
yeah, clinic psychopath, exactly. Like being a psychopath is like you don't have any emotion but anger, and like they only have anger and jealousy.
Mhm.
Anger and jealousy. That's the only things that they can feel. So
Really?
for the most part, yeah. From my understanding, I think that
Oh,
there's
wow.
one
Yeah,
more
yeah.
that maybe they can understand, but people that are whatever the fuck that word was that I just used, like Ted Bundy, like
Yeah.
a lot of the serial killers. That's the best thing. The best example I can give is the serial killers. Most of the time, they will get
I
mad
think
at
maybe
somebody,
it's like having.
but they won't have any
Yeah.
compassion
Yeah.
for them whenever they kill them.
Like
So
empathy.
people
And they're
like-
just actually
yeah.
genuinely curious about like what's on the inside, or they want to eat that person.
I think it's just having like certain parts of your brain cut off, or maybe like certain parts of your brain like I think it's just thinking differently.
What do you mean?
So-
In what?
With Kanye West, right? So is
Yeah.
it? I won't generally say it's insanity, because technically insanity would be that. But I would say, like, do you think he found his? Do you think he lost himself to creativity? Do you think he's
Nah.
like
Well,
he's so
yeah.
creative to where like
For sure.
Maybe, yeah.
the void is so big with creativity, the creative orb is so big that it has no foundation,
Yeah.
to where he's like, you know what I'm saying?
I think also when you're in that position of fame, it can be really hard. I think
Yeah,
I've heard a
most
lot.
definitely.
I'm sure it's a burden.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's just not how, because you got to think like that level of fame is something that people, like the human being was never
It
meant.
messed with people
Like,
psychologically.
100%.
We were never evolved to be famous.
Like, look at Justin
Yeah.
Bieber, bro. Like,
I
Justin Bieber, like, there's so many noticeable
he's honestly like a
signs
he's like honestly like the most
of him
normal, like,
exhausted.
but he's almost like the most normal famous person. Like,
Nah.
He's trying to be.
He,
but I
well,
don't think he's able to
he's
maintain
attempting
it
to be, but
properly.
there's no way. He's just so famous.
Phil won't leave him alone.
Yeah.
He
I just
go to
think
church,
I just,
people
think, I just
follow him
don't
there.
think we were meant to get that much attention
Most
from our
definitely
community.
not, man.
not.
Like we were evolved to just
I feel so bad for him.
live within a community that's like everyone's doing their own part.
Nah,
but
I think the
just
most
think
normal famous person would be like Andre 3000.
100%. Yeah. That's a good. But it's because he matured through fame.
He's just so
like,
down
you
to
know?
earth.
Yeah.
And you see, he didn't like what other people liked in this new generation of, music.
I really
Mhm.
So
fucked
then
with
he
that.
just does his own
The
thing.
fact that he just like everyone wanted him to do a rap album, he just did a flute album. I just
For
I
real.
just think that's so cool, bro.
That's
like,
how I feel about creativity.
and it was genuinely just beautiful to see someone say fuck you to like the general population and like
Yeah.
what they wanted. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just nice to see someone be like, yo, I would make so much money if I did this, but fuck it, like I want to do the other thing.
See, I remember. Now I remember what I was gonna say with Kanye, because you was talking about how how whenever you're trying something new, whenever you're working on a new project or something, you should kind of step away, reach out from the normal lines of creativity and try to do something different.
And you know what, that I was just talking to Seekie about that in the car, but like I feel like that really comes from just like, interestingly enough, I think it comes from doing different things, comes from making like mistakes, and
Absolutely.
and being able to like turn that mistake into like being like, oh wait, this is actually kind of cool.
But if you do something that's too far out of the lines of normal, like what's culturally acceptable, if you
Yeah.
step too far out those lines, then I think that it can also be looked at as a bad thing.
I think
like it
that's
may take too long for
yeah.
people to like catch up.
That's
to it.
why I think that
Because-
Future's
yeah.
album is doing so good right now, or just mixtape, or I think that it's so good is because he didn't really step out of the box as much as he could have, but he stuck with what he knows and what he's good at, and like making music and making
it's
hits.
like
he
went
has like a formula to
He went
it.
like an inch out of the box. And
Exactly.
I think that's the beautiful thing about art.
But he stuck to what he knew as what makes a good song or what makes a hit
Yeah.
sound
Yeah.
good.
I think
Mhm.
that's the
That's what
beautiful
I
thing
That's
think.
the
about
technicality aspect
Exactly.
of it. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the
Yeah.
beautiful thing about any art form too, is that like you're always gonna have that box. Like you're always gonna have like if you're painting, like say, like you're always gonna need to have paint to paint.
I'm
You know what I'm
exhausted.
saying? Like
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
always gonna be like
Yeah.
this is the this is the fundamentals. This is the
Yeah,
this is like-
fundamentals.
this
No,
is like-
for sure.
This is like what you need, the ingredients that you need to like make this thing. But then with those ingredients, what like the challenge of like what can I do different with these ingredients? I think that's like
yeah.
that edge of like I have the ingredients, but I'm still doing something different. And like people that live on that edge of
Yeah.
like I'm doing something different with the ingredients I was given. I think that's the artist that I really love. Like that's the musicians I want to work with. That's the artists I want to work with. Like
Yeah, and that's a good.
I just think like I just love people that live on the edge of their passion.
Mm-hmm.
People who are like on the edge of like I love this thing and I'm doing it different. I just want to be around people like that more because it's like it's just beautiful to see, bro. Because you can feel it like resonating off them, and I think I'm reaching that level, and I think the people around me are reaching that level, and I'm just like, it's just exciting, bro. It's just an excitement in the air because it's like just the energy of like doing something different. Is
I think that's
it's so fun,
like
bro.
what you was saying there too. I think that it's also important for the aspect of the fundamentals as well. Like I think that's very important too, because the reason I was thinking about Kanye was because sometimes there's examples of where people don't completely stick to the fundamentals, like where you completely just break all the rules, because I think that there's still rules set in place whenever you're creating something, or you can argue whether there should be or not, or where those lines kind of blur, because you can make something in a music video that's different than what you see in every other music video, but you also have the chance of the majority of people not liking it because that's not what they're used to. And that's why I was thinking about Kanye, because in that one album, the Yeezus album with the
CD.
The CD. Exactly. That's such an hard album cover, and it's such a good album, but whenever it came out, it got so much backlash, and it still does to this day get backlash, and people still don't like that album to this day. But it was such a bedrock for the newer generation of music because it had those distorted 808s in it. And the new type of style
Kanye
that
really like,
revolutionized how people make music to this day, and nobody really had
it's
that.
It's actually 808s and Heartbreak.
808s and Heartbreaks.
That's the one that really made it like the
that
808
one
popular.
Yes, for sure.
And like,
well, I'm talking about that actually made like that form of music more popular. But whenever Yeezus came out, that really tripped for the newer mumble rap, as you're talking about, or as we was both talking about.
For sure, yeah.
But
without a doubt, I mean,
but nobody. That's what I was saying. Nobody really liked that album whenever it came out, and even to this day, people still have hate for that album. But it was a giant stepping stone and a giant factor whenever it came to revolutionizing how music sounds to this day, because it was all digital. The whole entire album was digital, and I mean, even the past albums that he did, some of those were digital, but. No, some of them,
How do you feel about like separating art from the artist? Because just thinking about Kanye.
Bro, I have this conversation all the time, and I'm a very huge advocate from separating the art from the artist.
Me too.
Most definitely, because if we didn't do that,
you know what that is? I think that's like maturity, bro.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of maturity to do that. I think.
Yeah, bro.
Because I think the average person is just so caught up in their own values that they can't really do that. It's hard for them.
See, bro, if you don't separate the art from the artist, then you're going to have a lot of hypocrisy, because if you love an artist so much, then you're still going to listen to their music. If Michael Jackson did the shit that they claim that he did, I don't think that he did. But if he did do the if he did do the shit that they claim that he did, then you shouldn't be listening to his music. You're still going to listen to Michael Jackson even if he did that shit. But he didn't do that shit. I don't think that he did. And there's a bunch of evidence. There's more evidence that says that he didn't do that shit than says that he did. But anyways, you're still going to be listening to Michael Jackson even if he did that shit or not. We're still bumping, it's the remix to Ignition, hot and fresh out the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? And he pissed on them little kids.
So I have a question though. So if you're acknowledging that the art is separate from the artist, are you also acknowledging that art comes from a higher place? Because I feel like
sure.
that means like, is the art just interpreting whatever it is that they're receiving from a particular place, or is it that like this is also talking about from
You're
the
talking about
mentality-
from like a spiritual aspect.
from a
aren't you?
spiritual aspect? I feel like art for me personally, I feel like it comes from a different place. I feel like
I do
whenever
as well. Yeah.
whenever I create a project,
and that's
it comes
that's
it's
kind of where I
downloaded.
was going with like
Yeah.
the when like I make a mistake, but then it turns out to be just some different shit. It's like that's where God comes in. Like that's where a higher power is like intervening, and it's like it was scary at first, right? Because it was like, wait, because at first I thought like artists just scheme out everything they're gonna make and everything is like known to them. But then as I started doing editing more and more, and I started like just coming across just making mistakes, and then like figuring out like, oh, this is cool, and then being like the confliction of kind of like, wait, like I didn't really make that, like I just kind of fucked up, but then I thought it was cool. And the contradiction of that, and it's like, well, what like pushed me to fuck up? You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I think
I
God
don't know
comes
if
in,
it.
where it's
I
like,
don't think that it. You know, I could sit here and say that it doesn't have anything to do with God, but I think that everything has to do with God.
yeah.
So God is intertwined with everything. So from that aspect, yes, it does have to do with God. But at the same time, if we were created in God's image, then we were created to create as well.
Yeah.
You know, whether that be art or whether that be, you know, what God put us on here on the earth to do, which is repopulate, you know, which is to create another person. So you're
That's
creating
actually
something.
really good.
You're creating something
crazy,
either
yeah,
way.
facts.
You know, whether you're very creative and
whether you like think of yourself, because I know so many people like, oh, I'm not creative, but I feel like you're always,
you always have to be.
whether
I
you're
mean,
in business, whether you're whatever you're doing,
you have to be creative
you-
in order to live a resilient life.
You have to make something,
because that's what makes you
Yeah,
thrive instead of survive. You know, you
You're-
can survive, but I mean, even in survival, you have to be creative in order to survive, because you have to be able to get the things that you need and the resources that you need in order to survive. And not everybody's going to do that in the same exact way.
bro.
But that's
like
also.
some golf clap shit.
Like, see, bro, but this is where I have a huge fucking problem, and it can kind of like lead into some sorts of like economics. But this is where I have a problem with Picasso and him being a communist. He was an open communist, and he would donate to the Communist Party, which made no fucking sense to me at all, because he utilized.
I didn't know that.
He utilized every single bit of money that he made from capitalism, because how in the hell is he an artist out here making millions of dollars from the art that he's creating, and then he's supporting the exact thing that
Opposite
goes
of it.
against him being creative. Like in communism,
crazy. I didn't
there's no wiggle room for creativity, like for very successful creativity,
Wow.
because it doesn't influence that whatsoever. So
What are you talking about? Like communism
That's
doesn't
really
allow
interesting.
yeah,
I didn't
or
know that.
creativity.
yeah,
Wait,
I mean,
wait,
it doesn't allow.
Well, it doesn't allow
it
because
doesn't.
it might veer from
It may
from
allow
the
it.
ideals of
Why do you
of
think
the,
that is?
Like
communists.
Can you keep talking about that?
Yeah, it may allow it in the sense of
Because,
like
wait.
you're allowed to paint this piece, but at the same time,
So
you know.
so do you think people wouldn't paint if it didn't monetarily like?
No. I don't think that at all. I think that, of course, there's people going to be creative out there, and they are going to paint, or not even just paint, but they are going to do what kind of art that they like to see.
Yeah.
They're going to create whatever art that they like to create, and that's just what artists do. But there has to be some sort of incentive as well to keep it going. Like, why am I keep on? Of course, there's going to be some sort of incentive, and in some cases that's money. In other cases, that's like, you know, I really enjoy this art, and I'm going to keep on going.
I think like social value is a big part of it as well.
Absolutely,
I
bro.
mean,
True.
I mean, when I think of like music videos, bro, like when I like think about them, like I just smile to myself, because it not only allows me to be creative in the ways that I want, but it allows me to be around the people that I want to be around.
Yeah,
and,
well,
and like I think that's beautiful as well. Like I another thing I love about music videos is that I get the duality of being inside, and because I think as an artist, like you need that time to, you know, be inside by yourself, just working on your craft. And I think that's really powerful as an artist. But I also get the ability to, because that's when I'm editing, right? Like I'm inside editing just by myself.
Mm.
But also I have to go out and shoot and be with people. And I just love being in an art form that allows me to both like be around people and be by myself. I think that's so fun because I used to actually make beats. I used to produce, and when you're a producer, like that producer lifestyle is kind of wild, bro. Because really, like you're just in the crib making beats all day. Like the only time you really get to go out is like say you're at a show where your beats being performed. But it's like I don't know. I think that producer lifestyle is like it's really just a solidarity thing. Unless you're like around other artists.
Well, and I still think at the same time, leading back what I was saying about how art thrives in a capitalistic society is because as artists, I think that freedom has the biggest impact in artists or art in general.
Yeah.
Like a freedom of expression.
Just a freedom of expression. If you have no freedom, then
and money is a good way to achieve
and
freedom.
see that is
like financial
if
freedom.
you have money, if you have large sums of money, then you have created at that point the biggest form of freedom that you can possibly have.
Wow.
And that is also doing what you love too. If that's the whole reason that the saying of the American dream is even alive. Because the American dream is doing exactly whatever you want to do and then monetizing that, getting paid for it, and then being financially free. And not even financially free, but free in the sense of expression. The freest sense of expression that you can have is not being held back by any sort of outside anomalies.
That's a beautiful.
That is
That's a
you know what I'm saying?
That's a beautiful point, bro. That's really beautiful.
Because what is the odds that we would be chasing our artistic dreams if we knew that there was no possibility that we could monetize it and be completely free from that?
And I think
completely free in the sense
the best
of doing
artists
anything expressively.
Yeah. I think the best artists know how to monetize their art without it coming off as like I'm selling out.
Yeah,
I think
most definitely.
The best artists just, it's like a side thing. It's like, I'm making art, and the monetization it will just come as it is.
Yeah, and then that's why you have that like version of insanity that we was talking about earlier, is because, like I was saying, you're always struggling with the balance of what you think is amazing and what other people think is amazing too, and then kind of stepping out of that too and creating your own sort of domain of creativity outside of what other people think is the industry standard, quote unquote, or just the standard, the cultural standard, kind of stepping out of that, but also keeping your own fundamentals, like you was saying, in there as well, and also putting your own touch to it too. I think everything in life is just a balance, bro. It's definitely a balance.
Like yin and yang.
Like yin and yang. I know them.
I think like if I was put on this earth to like learn anything, I think balance is like one of the key like things I was put here to learn. Like,
yeah,
it's just such an important thing, bro. Just like thinking about it just helps me evolve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just like, balance in general.
Yeah. Do y'all be like meditating at all?
Not as much anymore.
all the time.
Used to a lot.
Yeah.
I've really been.
I need to get into that
again.
For real.
It's
And
like,
I think that we talked about this the first time that we ever did a podcast together. I was saying how I just meditate throughout the day.
right,
That was one of the most.
right.
That was
I
probably one of the
remember
most transformative things I've heard you say.
Yeah.
Like, to me personally, because
Yeah.
that's something I've been practicing.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That is so cool
Yeah.
to be able to do that and not have to.
Like any chance,
yeah.
like what's the odds that you're going to get 20 minutes of just alone time? Like I'm so busy throughout the day, throughout mostly every day, that I don't have 20 minutes of time. And I know a lot of people out there that are very, very busy people, and they don't have 10, sometimes they don't even have 10 minutes of time to contribute to
Alone.
just being alone. So I would say, why can't you just take every second that you can in a time where you're alone, or it's just complete silence? Maybe there's 1 minute here, 1 minute there, 1 minute there. It may all add up to 10 minutes. Or it doesn't really matter about the time. It's just like we was talking about with push-ups. It doesn't matter how many push-ups that you can do. That's what he said. He brought it to my attention. It doesn't really matter how many push-ups you can do. It matters how it's affecting your chest and how it's affecting, how it's affecting your body. Because what's the reason that you're doing those push-ups is because of course you want to fill out your chest. You want to be more healthier. You just want to be a more physically fit person. So that's the same concept on all spectrums.
100%.
What's the reason that you're doing it? It does, you can't really encapsulate how many or what. It doesn't really matter about the measurement. It just matters that it's happening. It doesn't matter how much it's raining outside. We can just see that it's raining outside, so we better prepare.
Yeah.
Shout out to hurricanes.
Oh yeah, that was rough.
Oh my gosh.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I agree, but I also think it's just so important to set aside time to be alone. I think
Definitely.
without any
I completely
distractions at that. I
agree. Some people can't though. Some people can't.
I've really talked to some people where they have a genuine fear of being alone, and I think that comes from a genuine fear of the shadow version of yourself. I don't know how much y'all know about shadow work, but
Yeah,
I've really been studying that, and I think
I'm somewhat familiar to it.
Yeah.
it's
little
just your shadow is kind of like the version of all the versions of yourself that you just don't really like, or the parts of you don't really like. And I think through meditation, you kind of end up.
So you're talking about insecurities?
Yeah, kind of insecurities, kind of old parts of you that you haven't
deal
really,
with that.
You haven't really dealt with.
Yeah.
And everything that you don't deal with kind of goes back to your subconscious mind. And I've recently been learning a lot about that, and learning how when you kind of get just stressed out of nowhere, kind of just anxious out of nowhere sometimes. I think that comes from just not dealing with certain things that you were supposed to deal with. And I think meditation can help you just sit down and be all right, I'm gonna just focus on this and give it. Sometimes you just gotta give things the time of day and just let it pass. All right, let me. Sometimes you kind of gotta hear out yourself and be all right, just let me just hear you out for a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and exactly what you was talking about is one of the reasons why I've been writing a book, and so I've been trying to encapsulate.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I already bet.
It's called Scared of the Skeletons.
What?
Yeah, it's called Scared of the Skeletons.
That sounds fire, bro.
Navigating and it's navigating and addressing life's complexities, and I'm pretty sure that I want to include everything. And actually, it's already I'm already 3 chapters in, and I've got it's going to be 10 chapters, and it's trying to focus on all of the skeletons, because skeletons in the closet, that refers to there's stuff in the closet that you don't want to bring out, your insecurities.
Yeah, the shadow, that
or
pretty much what
exactly.
I was talking about,
And I want to be able to highlight what people's insecurities are generally, because it's going to be a general book. So I want people to understand what those are and why we feel the way that we do about those, and why it contributes to mental health. And I think that's a huge aspect of why people struggle nowadays. It's not because they're ignorant, it's because that they're not in tune with what is affecting them. So they have no idea. It's not that they don't want to fix the problems in their life, it's that they're not aware of the problems in their life. And then even if they are, like I was saying, they still may not be aware of it.
100%.
They still not be able to, they're still not able to combat that.
Do you think people are unaware because they just don't have the time to pay attention to it, or they just
No, I think that they're unaware because they were never taught whenever they were younger to be aware. I think
that's an aspect of it. I think a lot of people's lives is just how we were kind of trained, and how social media also kind of trains you to just always like be doing something else, and always like on to the next thing. I think
Most
a
definitely.
lot of people weren't trained on how to think, you know. And
yeah,
so-
they
and
weren't
so
trained how to think
They were just-
creatively and think outside of the box.
They were
or
just, a
just
lot of
be
people
resilient.
were just
Like
trained like
independent.
this is what you
Mhm.
do when you feel like this, and like we learn from our parents, right? So like, you see your parents do something, you just
exactly.
you just copy that,
Mhm.
and I feel like a lot of that is just distracting yourself,
And people
people
don't
don't-
understand that.
and people don't think. And I think like a lot of my friends, you know, I think it all comes down to intentions. Like since a year ago, I've had the intention of doing music videos. I had that intention so intensely that it ended up becoming my reality. And I think a lot of people just don't think about what they want. Like we're kind of given like social, you know, guidelines, and just like, oh, this is what you do in society, you know, to live like what is classified as a good life. But I just think like a lot of people have a lot of generalizations, but a lot of people don't have real secure structures of like, yo, like this is what I want to do.
Yeah,
and a lot of people
for
don't
sure.
give themselves time to think about what they really want to do.
Yeah.
As a kid,
Mhm.
I was so stressed about like what I was gonna do as my career. I was just always like thinking about it.
Well, and also with you talking about that, I think that a lot of people as well, they don't even have the opportunity to think about that.
That's
because
right,
they're too
yeah.
busy thinking about
How-
the trauma that they've dealt with as a child. And I
Yeah.
think
And like survival
that-
as well.
and survival. And see, I think that it's because art, you know, in order to chase the dream of art, you know, and having that be your freedom, and being able to be free in that, I think that it's also a luxury too.
Art
we
is a
are
luxury.
we are
Yeah.
very, very blessed, and that's why I have it so big on my arm right here in permanent ink. We are very, very blessed to be in the position. I know I am personally very, very blessed to be in the position to be able to chase, you know, what I have an idea. We are able to chase the idea of just being an artist and being free in that realm, and able to do that as a career, and being able to support ourselves and also people around us off of an idea that we have. And I think
Yeah.
that we're so blessed and able to do that. And a lot of people are not able to do that. And some of them are not even able to, first of all, comprehend it, or they're not even able to
Conceptual.
have the time, exactly, because they don't even have the time to do it. They're still thinking about
busy.
surviving.
Trying to get by.
They're just trying to get by, and then whenever they get home from work, and then, you know, they're tired, and then they don't want it. They have no sort of energy to pursue anything that is more than what they're doing then.
Basically living paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
And I mean, some people do that, and they're fine with that, and that's perfectly fine. I don't hate anybody that does that, because I know a lot of people that are actually happy with doing that. But I think the problem comes about whenever that's all they're doing, then they wish to do more with their lives, but they don't know what to do, and then they have problems that they haven't dealt with, and then that's whenever I think that they need to be able to bring that up and then deal with those problems and face those problems. And then, and only then, will they be able to go over and actually succeed in whatever they wish to succeed in.
Yeah, and I think meditation and spirituality and learning about that stuff, it takes time, and I think that can be tedious to someone who's new and who might be skeptical, who might not really know about it, because like you're putting all this time into something, and like you might not even have faith in it, or you might not really understand it. I actually have a friend like that right now. He's kind of like going through, you know what I'm saying, and I'm trying to like give him spiritual and meditation advice, and he's like, well, I've already tried this and it just hasn't worked. And it's like me telling him like, oh, you just got to put more time into it, like that just doesn't resonate, because you know what I'm saying, like his time is already so valuable.
Well, then there's also outside factors too, because because even spirituality, I think that even spirituality can be some sort of a luxury too.
Yeah,
because I
definitely
mean,
agree.
because you have to also meet the criteria in order to even have the thought of philosophy in general of like what life is.
Right.
You know, you have
I
to
think
be
it
able
just
to
takes-
have your fundamentals met in line in order for you to even be able to have that conversation with yourself. Like, what do I believe in, and start questioning life in general. And some people don't even have their P's and Q's and their I's dotted and their T's crossed. And then they don't even know what they're going to be able to do next, because they don't even have an idea of anything really.
Yeah.
Because some people are really out here, and they really like, you know, if you gave them spirituality, and then you're like, you know, you could do this on a spiritual level, but if they don't face what is in their past, then there's no way that they're able to even conceptualize anything beyond that.
Yeah.
So if they don't figure out what makes them the way that they are and how they go about life, and makes them have the ability to even change that, then they're just going to be stuck
Yeah.
In the Matrix.
in the Matrix.
Yeah.
And I think
100%.
it really does just take time, and take the understanding that time is going to pay off to within yourself to be accepting of spirituality. And that's kind of what I love in a sense about spirituality, is that like I kind of love the fact that like whatever God or whoever, you know what I'm saying, created this reality. I kind of love the fact that you can never give your understanding or passion for spirituality to someone else. Like I kind of love that quirk of like that person always has to want it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can push it on someone as much as you want, but if they don't want to accept that information, it will never hit.
Mm.
And I think there's it's kind of sad sometimes, right? Because you see someone, you're like, yo, if they knew and accepted and had the faith that I have, like they would really kill it. You know what I'm saying? They would really be living nice. But at the same time, it's kind of a beauty of like independently at your core, like for this to hit for you and for you to understand these facts, like you need to accept it yourself.
Yeah.
It's a duality of like it's
Mhm.
kind of beautiful and it kind of sucks, you know?
Well, and that goes along with what I just said about the whole like philosophy thing. Like, if people, just in simpler terms, if people want to go to church, but they haven't had a meal all day, you know, then they're more apt to go get the meal. And then even if they go to church, they're going to be thinking about food the whole time that they're at church.
That's a good way to
And
put
that's,
it.
you know, that's the
Interesting.
simplest way for me to put it, but like that goes exactly with what you're saying. Like, even if you give them my cup overfloweth. So if you just have an abundance of spirituality yourself, and then you want to reach out to your partner, to your friend, and then you want them to have what you have, because you are overflowing with goodness, if you would, and you want them to have the goodness as well. You know, the only way that they're going to be able to do that is if they are even open to receiving that information, or even open to bettering themselves, because you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah, and you know,
You know,
it's
if they
crazy.
don't want to change themselves, then you're not going to be able to help them change. And
Yeah.
I've realized this having conversations like with personal conversations with a bunch of people that would maybe ask for my opinion about something, and then they would keep on asking about it, and then they would never do it themselves.
Exactly.
Then I would be like, well, and then I would just kind of make it as a joke, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I do make it that I do make a lot of things as a joke, you know, just because I like humor, and I incorporate humor into every aspect of life, because I think that's the best way to soften another person, or just kind of be vulnerable myself, because, you know, it's funny, you know, and I'm able to have the serious conversations. But I think that also, if people don't want to intake the information, or they don't want anything to do with the information, then, you know, what you're telling them is not going to help them.
It's falling on deaf
yeah.
ears.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. And I think
For sure. We've talked about that before.
Oh, yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure. We've had a bunch of conversations
there's
like
actually I've been reading like do you know the Tao Te Ching? It's
Dope.
like do you know like Taoism in like
that.
Asian culture?
Very, very vaguely.
Yeah, it's
I
kind of
very
just
vaguely
it's kind of
understand
like
it.
a
I'm familiar
a
with
spiritual
it.
path you can take. Some I wouldn't say like a religion, but I would just say like a spiritual path that like it's like in Asian cultures, and it's just about going with the flow and like being one with the Tao. Tao is basically like God, and just like be just
Exactly, like just letting energy flow.
Yeah.
Like there's the big analogy of, you know, there's a creek, you know, energy is like a creek.
Exactly.
And then if there is a blockage in the creek, you just remove that blockage. But there's no way to control the creek.
Yeah.
Like you can't move the water. You should just, that's just same thing with thoughts that they say with thoughts whenever you're meditating, you know.
Yeah.
Don't focus on the thoughts, because if you focus on the thoughts, and that'll put a blockage in the creek there.
Exactly.
So instead you just let it flow, because you're going to think regardless, and just free your mind, leaving the matrix out of that extent. But I'm talking about, like, you know, just letting your mind just roam free with no.
And so I've been reading that, like the data
Just let it
chain.
flow.
It's basically like a 80, I'd say like up to 80 chapters. It's just like super quick, like a little book. And like one of the chapters I read recently talked about how it just said like the ancient masters, right? Like they wouldn't like if they were trying to get someone to be one with the Tao, or basically like turn someone to spirituality, like they would never tell someone how to get on that path. All they would do, right, would just be to tell them to like accept that you don't know everything.
Yeah.
And that's what they would and that's what they would start with. It's like they wouldn't be like, oh, this is how you meditate, this is like how you be spiritual like me. Like they wouldn't like info vomit. They would just tell their students or people who are maybe skeptical, they would just say like, hey, maybe you don't know everything, and they would just subtly like say that, like, maybe be open to the fact that like you don't understand everything is going on.
Most definitely.
And that's kind of how they would spark that interest in people. And I think that's so important, and I think that's all you can really tell someone like that is like, hey, maybe like just be a little bit open-minded. Maybe be open-minded to the fact that like you might not know exactly how everything works. Because I feel like a lot of people, even me, sometimes I'm like, I know what's going on, and I think I think
exactly how the fuck you feel.
And I think the points, I think what's so funny is like the points in my life where I've been like, I get it. I know exactly what the fuck, like the exact moment
something happens to you and you have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Exactly, like the exact
happens to me every day.
I get so humble.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I always get so humble because exactly when I'm like, I get it. I know how to manifest what I want. I know how to get what I want.
Yeah.
Like, exactly when I say that, universe is like, hey, here's some new shit you've never seen.
Bro,
before.
chess is the best at that, man.
That
Chess is that happened to me today.
That's why
Fucking
I'm playing.
Seekie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Seekie.
Yo, chill.
Bro, Seekie's a
God
beast at
dang,
chess,
bro. I know.
Not
That's
even.
why we're gonna play again. I'm gonna beat him.
Alright,
But anyways, be cool. But anyways,
cool.
yeah, chess. Definitely all the time. I play chess and lose so much, but it's just a learning experience. Whenever you play, you just learn so much. Regardless if you lose or win, you learned in the game just by playing, because that's another person.
It's a learning experience.
Exactly. And there's billions of different moves that you can possibly make, and you know, this person Seekie may play different than Seth, and they do play differently. I mean, Seth the Meth on Def, excuse me. But they play differently, and, you know, you learn differently from both aspects because it's two different. And, you know, I've talked to him about, like, how I talk to people, too. Like, I'm not able to explain exactly what I think, even if I'm saying something that I think that I know, I may not be able to convey it in a way that I understand it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, bro.
And I have that problem, and I think that other people are able to explain things better.
Yeah.
Shout out to you if you understood anything.
For real. Shout out to people who just understand shit.
Yeah.
I know.
Understand the thinkers. You feel me?
That's what I really just love, being that person, like, for people who, like, I've had so many situations just where people have been like, yo, I know this is crazy, but like, this is how I feel. Or like, people who just be in situations and I'll just be open and be like, they'll expect me to like feel a certain type of way or be like, you're crazy. And I just like keep a straight face. I'm like, yeah, like I understand you. Like I love just being an understanding person for people. I feel like so many people just need someone who's open-minded. And I just love like I just love attempting to consistently just be open-minded to people around me. And I think like we all need someone open-minded in our life who can just hear out the crazy shit. Because I feel like a lot of our culture is obsessed with just clowning people for shit, and
Yeah.
I feel like people expect almost sometimes for to get clowned or to get laughed at or to get made fun of for shit. And I like just sometimes being that one person who has a straight face for someone who's like expecting me to almost like clown them sometimes. Do you know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah, I guess
100%.
so.
And I feel like
Because
that's what also allows
I'm
me.
usually the person that's just clowning, man. I know, I'm serious.
No, for real.
To like segue back to like music videos, like I feel like that's what makes me so good at like understanding people's vision, is just being able to be that person who's like able to hear people out.
Yeah.
Because life is really all about perspective, and
It
that's why
is, and
for
I think-
sure.
that's why I
think
like history so much, because it's like a
that's what makes
collection
me
of
like
perspectives.
so powerful, is just like being able to be. This term gets thrown on to nauseum, but being able to be like empathetic, you know,
Uh-huh.
like I feel like I can see the world through anyone's perspective and be able to rationalize it.
Mhm.
Even like, you know, some terrible people. I think everyone just at the end of the day, they're all human. Like everyone just wants to be seen, heard, and felt. You know,
Like
Yeah.
understood.
Yeah.
man.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't. I don't think that makes it okay, but I think that makes me able to just like
To understand
Understand,
what other
yeah.
people do a bit better.
I feel
lot
like
of that
the better
comes-
you are at like the understanding other people's perspectives, the better you are at developing new ones.
Yeah.
I think
You know.
that's been like what's gotten me to this point where I'm able to like work with anyone I want, do what I want, just gaining the perspective I needed, like, and changing my mentality. You know what I'm saying? I think books are so good at that. They're just like changing.
Most definitely,
being able to change
because there's
your
so many
mentality.
different perspectives. That's what I was
Because-
saying about the talking thing. Like,
Yeah.
I may explain something in a different way, but then there's definitely other people out there that are able to explain the same concept that I'm bringing out here in a way better way, and it's even speaking and conveying yourself.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Express it in a way that's more like congruent. Like,
Exactly. Like, definitely, I think that's an art form in itself, is just expressing yourself.
Sometimes you have to simplify it and dumb it down.
Yes.
Real simple.
Expressing
Yeah.
yourself in a
In
way
words, yeah.
that other people will understand what you're trying to express.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And dumbing it down too, that can definitely be a big factor too, because you don't have to make it everything
You don't have to
complex.
you have to use a bunch of complicated words. You can use
Exactly.
something
Like, you
simple.
can
Yeah.
convey the same exact convey the same exact message in two different ways, one being more simplified.
Mhm.
And I think that it has more power than what people think.
I think you know
Or
how
just me, what I think.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that I have to take a simple concept and make it super complex. And yeah, that adds for better talking perspectives and different talking points, and able to convey it in different ways, and just be able to have longer content. But it also opens the doors for, you know, other people's perspectives as well, because then you start having like deeper conversations.
Yeah. I mean, I just think, you know how people say like you're the sum of the 5 people that you spend time around. the
Yeah,
most?
birds of a feather flock together.
I think
Yeah.
sometimes like a book, this might be kind of like dramatic, but I think sometimes a book can be that like 5th person. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Like sometimes like because I listen to audiobooks too.
Yeah.
And I think like being able to listen to someone else talk, I think sometimes like that audio of someone just telling me how to think in a different way or like perceive things differently can almost like be that 5th person in my life.
Yeah,
Does that make
man,
sense?
I'm trying to get into more autobiographies because
Yeah.
just because of that, exactly what you just said, is because you get what the other person perceives directly, instead
Yeah.
of whenever somebody writes a book that is, say, about somebody else's life, you kind of get the all
What
around,
they think about that person.
like what they think about that person, or like what happened, but you don't really get to understand what the other person that they are talking about is thinking.
For sure.
Whereas an autobiography, you can understand like their perspective directly, because they're putting their experience directly onto a page. And I think that's fucking awesome.
Is your book? What is your book? Would you classify your book as?
It's more of a self-help book, I
Self-help
would
book,
say,
okay.
that integrates psychology and self-improvement. that it integrates that, and mental health. That's a big factor of, just the whole premise of the book is mental health. Navigating, what the fuck did I say that it was? It was exposing and navigating life's complexities. That's what it is. It's scared of the skeletons, exposing and navigating life's complexities.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I want to get it. I would actually get it.
Yeah, bro.
When is it? Well, you're on chapter 3 right now.
Yeah, it takes so long.
Yeah.
I really want it to incorporate every aspect, and I know that's very, very hard. That's been a challenge for me, is incorporating every aspect of generally what people come across whenever they are trying to form a perception about reality. And everybody's experience is different, but everybody also encounters pretty much the same problems throughout everyone's life, because we're all humans, so we all have the same problems generally.
Is it more physical or psychological?
It's all the above too, because there's a chapter that is just dedicated to the physicality of everything and just being physically healthy. Like money, health, wealth, love, and happiness. I can actually break down the chapters for you. It's like the first chapter is about about mastering oneself. It's just that's the foundation, and that's the first thing that I actually talk about is perception, is perspective versus perception, and I break that down, and then, because that is the very bedrock of what builds a person. So then I go based off of that, mastering oneself. The second chapter actually has 2 parts, and it's actually the longest chapter because it's the most important. Second chapter is relationships. The first part of that is regular relationships, and then the second part of it is intimate relationships. And then the third chapter is personal integrity. The fourth chapter is... Actually, the third chapter is image and presence. The fourth chapter is personal integrity. The fifth chapter is spirituality and dealing with the concept of God. Sixth chapter is about actually, I can pull it up for you right now.
This is fire, by the way. Because I was working on a project right now. It's like a little just personal project. Yeah. It's called Secrets of the Bloom. And I didn't know if I was going to make it a book or a project. And just hearing how you break down the book makes me want to make it a project. I'm like, this is so intense. But no, I love the way you break it down. 6 is spiritual well-being. 7th is $, which is more finances, but it's way deeper than just finances, because there's a psychological impact to money. And then chapter 8 is the artistic perspective, which I go in depth about, just being artistic in general.
I can't wait to read that. I'm actually right now I'm like reevaluating my relationship with money. I've been doing like subconscious programming, bro. Do you know about that? I got you. Hold on.
The chapter 9 is political and social disclosure or discourse, and chapter 10 is a balancing act.
Fire.
But
fire.
I can't wait.
I've been doing like
it's gonna be crazy.
I'm going to buy it.
I've been like
appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. I've been like listening to like audiobooks when I sleep, because I did like a recent like just like looking at information, and like I watched this one interview with this one like scientist. He was talking about how like when you're asleep, your subconscious mind is like most active, and like because like when you're asleep, right, like
that's why you dream.
Because when you say like affirmations, right, when you're talking about like affirmations, like I'm so this, da da da, like when you're awake doing affirmations, like your conscious mind is what's doing the affirmation, right? And so like your conscious mind isn't as powerful as your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind kind of controls like your habits, like your actions day to day and stuff, like your regular thought process,
like in your motor skills.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like when you're asleep, like your conscious mind slowly shuts off, and there's a point in the night where you're asleep where that like your subconscious mind is like fully turned on and your subconscious mind is like fully turned off, or your conscious mind, I mean. And so
like in REM sleep.
Yeah, in REM sleep. And so like in that point in time, like if you're like have a speaker or like your phone next to you and it's like playing like affirmations, then like your subconscious mind would be like taking it in. And I've been doing like abundance, like subconscious, like abundance affirmations, like, oh, like I got so much money. Da, da, da.
Well, and you know, study. There's been a bunch of different studies that that actually prove that listening to more positive, upbeat music will actually putting on a bunch of positive, upbeat music around plants actually makes the plants bloom better than if you didn't put any music around them.
So basically,
ain't that crazy?
It comes down to frequency.
Yeah.
It really does come down to like
and
the frequency
the same
that you're
thing.
playing.
The same thing with like the and you know, these are just like rough studies, you know, because it's very, very hard in order to do these studies because there's so many different factors that play in.
I really believe
to like how it happens, but like there's also the studies of like what the mother listens to and how the child turns out.
I really believe in that, the fact that like heaven and hell aren't like actual places that you go after you die, but simply just like frequencies that you can already experience on this earth. Like
I feel like it's
Could
just
be.
as much internal as it is external. I'm a Christian, but I still feel like it is an internal battle, and I feel like it's something that you can achieve here on the earth far before you achieve it afterlife.
Cause like really like when I'm feel like I'm in heaven and like I feel like everything's all right, it's just a state of like acceptance and a state of like positivity. And I think like, you know, hell is just a state of stress and anxiety and worry and fear and
Infinitely.
and I think almost like
God dang.
he's trying to get us wasted.
Fucked up.
It's literally just water.
You better get fucked. No, yeah, you're gonna get fucked up on water.
It's literally just water. I don't see
Oh
what the
God.
problem is.
Be cool, bro.
Stay hydrated. Like,
Be cool. Stay hydrated.
Be cool. Be cool. Be cool. Be cool. Be cool.
A little H2O just to keep the day going.
I got y'all.
There you go, my guy.
bro over here hasn't taken one sip. Like,
Yeah.
As you should.
Your microphone is not on, sir. Hey, sir, your microphone is not on. We cannot hear you. Your microphone is not on.
H2O.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Shut up. We're not talking to you.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about
Siri.
AI at some point.
I mean, let me tell you about AI. Because of what you just said about, and you know the same reasons about how we, you know, what you just said about dreams is probably the biggest, it's like the biggest thing that we know about dreams.
do you lucid dream?
Do I lucid? Not anymore. I
was talking to this
I
one.
figured out how to do it whenever I was young. I said whenever I was younger, but that's like 5 years ago. I
was
figured out how to
talking to
do
this
it, and I only
one-
did it like once or twice.
There's
and
a plant called Blue Lotus that you make it into a tea. It actually does help a lot with lucid dreaming.
yeah, they
I
have
was
it
talking
on
to this one like spiritual
Hmm.
dude, and he was telling me that like
Airbender.
you
Last
should like
Airbender.
Really? I didn't know. Wait, this ain't Last Airbender?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
What?
Blue Lotus is actually. I started.
it's like a Chinese. It's like a Chinese tea.
Yeah, it was actually very, very prominent in ancient Egypt, and it's become more prominent nowadays, just in black culture in general. Just like these little herb shops are starting to sell it. It's illegal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
But it's fire.
it's illegal.
It's fuck.
Someone
But
told me that,
it does make you lucid dream literally.
someone
cool,
told
be
me
cool.
that like
Mhm.
lucid dreaming is important because like when you lucid dream, you remember your dreams more, and
Yeah.
and dreams obviously have like
Mhm.
Well, there's a
significance.
process to lead up to lucid dreaming. Is like you have to log your dreams as soon as
Yeah.
you wake up. As soon as you wake up, log what you just
I have
dreamed,
Yeah.
I
and
have
then
crazy
Yeah.
dreams.
you can do
bro.
that if you keep on doing
Crazy
that over the
dreams.
course of time and just be present.
What's
in
the
your
craziest
dream.
dream that you like remember?
Bro, the
this is kinda
craziest
crazy.
dream that I remember, man. Fuck.
I'm sure you remember some crazy.
I remember
know.
some wild fucking dreams. You remember one?
I remember one when I was like just a little kid. It was I was like so young, bro. I hadn't even got my
Let's
own
go through the
bed
list.
yet.
I want to hear this.
Yeah, let's
I
hear
hadn't even got my
this.
own bed yet. So I
Damn.
was still sleeping like in the same bed as my parents were,
Mm.
but it was like a black entity. It was like I was sleeping in my
Sweet.
bed and this figure. It was just but it was like a ghost.
Yeah.
Was
Just
it sleep
chilling.
paralysis or was it like a?
It
Oh,
was,
yeah,
it
sleep
was a dream.
paralysis
It
is-
was.
Wow.
It had to be a dream because
Had
I
to
was
be.
asleep.
Mm-hmm.
I was asleep, and it was like I was in a fight with it, and then like at some point I woke up, but all I remember is like the bedroom that I was in, because I remember my old house, like at Windsor Point. I remember that, but I remember every single detail. I remember the bed frame, everything about this room, and it was like an entity that came up to me while I was sleeping, and I got into a fight with it, and then I woke up mid-dream. Like,
wow.
Like, I woke up, like, I stood up in bed. I was, like, panting and stuff. I was, like, freaking out. I probably was only, like, maybe 5 or 6 years old, and it's something I remember for, like, the last 20 years. It was the craziest dream I ever had. It's the only dream that I had that I remember from so long ago. Like, I don't remember any other dream except for that one. I remember.
Wow.
I remember every detail of the room. I even remember like the coat my dad had in the closet. Like
That's
down to that detail.
Mm.
It was.
I think
Man,
the craziest
it
dream
was a
that I ever
nightmare.
had. Y'all ever seen Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Yeah.
Bro, there was one episode where Muriel turns into like a flying zombie.
Yeah.
And she's
yeah.
like chasing the dog, and
Like
he's like
Courage.
scared out of his mind. And I was scared, man. In the dream, that was chasing me, and Muriel had killed my parents. No, I'm dead ass serious.
Dang.
And I was terrified out of my mind. And before this, I'm like sleeping, and then like I wake up. This is how like the dream starts, and then I hear like rolling in the distance. I'm at my parents' house, and I hear rolling in the distance, and I open up the door, and it's like a statue of like a scarecrow on wheels rolling towards me really fucking fast. And I'm like tweaking and geeking, so I run outside, and as soon as I run outside, Muriel's scary ass is out there, and I'm tweaking out. And I'm like, yo, whoa, because if I go back inside, I'm gonna get killed by the scary scarecrow fella that's on wheels. And I'm like, yo, so then I'm booking it. And then Muriel's like chasing after me, and then like finds my parents, kills them, and then as soon as that happened, I'm in tears. And then as soon as that happens, I wake up and I start crying.
Yeah.
I was probably like
Crazy.
7,
What the heck?
probably like 7 or something.
But you remember
8.
to this day.
I remember to this day.
Yeah.
It's probably the scariest dream I've ever
Traumatic.
had, because I was actually crying because they killed my
Damn.
parents.
I think mom's was kind of okay. So mom's was like, you know, like a tornado, right?
Yeah.
It's like imagine you're at the top of a tornado, like you're seeing like a tornado from an aerial view,
Yeah.
right? And you kind of like jump into it, right? Just a little bit.
Yeah.
So like, my dream was like, okay, so it's like a mountain view. Like you're at the top of a mountain, right?
Yeah.
And you're in the middle of a tornado, but at the top of it, like you jumped into the top of it. So you see like the circle, and you see like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I was having a conversation with a guy, but I can't remember anything about the conversation. I just remember the scene itself.
So this is scary?
It's scary as fuck. It's a nightmare. But I'm talking to a guy, so like it's a tornado happening, but I'm at the top of the tornado with this guy in the center of it.
It's having a conversation.
Having a conversation. We're talking about something super important, but I can't remember.
Cool.
It's
Wow.
fuck. Just be cool. But I can't remember what it was, but that's the only dream
Yeah,
I
most
can
of the
actually
scariest not conversations, but yeah, most of the scariest conversations that I've ever had was from just being like completely out of control, like the dreams.
remember. Yeah.
Replace
Yeah.
conversations with dreams.
I think the scariest dream I had was around those lines as well, where like I was in this like, you know, like a circus tent. I was in this like circus tent, and like for some reason I like lit the circus tent on fire, and then the ringmaster came out. He was just like yelling at me. I was like, damn,
Get
bro,
back
like,
to work.
it's like my fault, bro. Like, sorry I set your tent on fire. Like I didn't understand.
Yo,
It's just
no.
Yeah. Just, like, some
Bro.
crazy shit.
Or like sometimes I'll have dreams.
But like that brings me to like scary movies, kind of.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, scary
Do you think it was a scary movie that inspired that dream?
I think my favorite horror movies. I was talking to my friend about this recently, but like I think my favorite horror movies not only like scare you like jump scare wise, but
Yeah.
psychologically, and I think
Yes.
going on that, I think a big part of psychological fear is tension.
Most
and I think
definitely.
one of the best movies that sparks tension is Hereditary, bro.
Never
Have
watched
y'all
it.
Never
heard-
heard of it.
What is
Bro.
it about?
It's about this family that like it's about this family that's like they don't know it yet, but their ancestors were like into this like crazy cult
voodoo.
Like and they're gonna be sacrificed to this cult, and like all the bad things that are happening with their family are due to like the mom's mom being in a cult, and
Bro, I've seen this before.
And for her to like live the lavish lifestyle she lived, she had to like sacrifice her family, and like it's about like family trauma and kind of just like family not getting along, and like it's just crazy.
I've seen it before whenever I was really fucked up.
It's one of those movies. It's a crazy movie. I think my favorite horror movies kind of bring about this tension and this feeling of like, damn, I don't want this to happen, but it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing to watch it unfold. I think the best horror movies can kind of get you to dread events.
I think it surrounds.
That will happen.
I think that a lot of it relies on like it surrounds.
It just builds up like a mythology, and
and
it builds up taboos of like, if this happens, all hell would break
and
loose.
just like mystery. I think a lot of it has to do with mystery too, and not just like concealing the mystery throughout the whole movie too.
I think a lot of like horror movies, like bad horror movies, they like show their villain too soon.
Exactly. Like suspension is one of the biggest factors. I think the scarier the horror movie, the less that you see the actual villain or the human mind is
almost like, I think the human mind is almost more powerful than whatever creepy monster like someone could make, and I think like just you speculating like what could happen is almost worse than like what actually does go
exactly
down.
Dude, that is actually so true.
I don't think
for real, bro.
I don't think you understand the true validity of that.
That is definitely so true, bro.
Yeah,
because definitely there, like the scariest shit out there is like doesn't even look scary. It's just like scary. You know, like whenever I had a bad trip, that one time that I had a super bad trip that I always talk about on here because it's a very important, it's a very important thing that happened to me is because I had a stupid, scary, bad trip.
A trip on what, by the way?
Shrooms.
Yeah, we all have one.
Yeah, man. It's bad, man. And just, I really, truly believe that there's nothing on this earth that could possibly be more scary than that.
100%. I agree. I've had a bad shroom trip and inspired projects like Oz Wide.
Because
I 100% agree with you, bro.
For sure.
I want you to talk about it because I never heard your story before.
Because you don't see it. You don't see what happens.
That's because like shrooms, at its worst, it brings out the worst in you, and I think that's because shrooms is just so psychological.
Or it can.
And it just goes into what you don't expect, and it goes into like the things that it brings up the things that you buried.
Exactly. Well, that was basically the whole thing is just things I haven't dealt with, and just everything that is wrong with my life.
If you're not expecting that, it can be a surprise. And I think that's a lot along the lines like, like the new Joker movie is like a musical.
Is it really?
It is, and I think a lot of people didn't expect it to be a musical. And that's why they were mad at it.
Hold on, bro. Do you swear to God that it's a musical?
I watched it. Yes.
You watched it
the other day.
Is it really a musical?
The new Joker is a musical.
How much music do they sing in it?
A lot.
Dude, I swear to God, I am going to be pissed.
But you watched it? You about to watch it?
I am not gonna watch it now.
I'm about to say this.
Barsha,
I'm serious.
But you know what? It's a good musical, but it's not a good Joker movie. And I think I think me like when I went into it, when I went into it, I knew it was a musical, and I went in with an open mind, and I just decided that like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this musical. And it did being a musical really well. It did a great
movie. Dude, the whole movie is the movie itself. It's a fucking joke.
But listen, but like it did being a musical so well. Like me, and I think that correlates exactly with what we're talking about. Where it's like, if you expect mushrooms to bring up past things, and you're aware of it, and you're ready for it, and you're like, you got your fists up and you're like, all right, I'm ready for this.
Nah, bro.
I know what's about to happen.
That's what happened to me.
Exactly.
And the shit
listen,
didn't go good.
but like, listen to what I'm saying. Like,
Same, bro. What the fuck is that?
like when you're ready for things and like you're aware of things about to happen, like you're so much more prepared and like
yeah.
you're so much more like accepting and like open minded. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like I was on the like internet, like Instagram, like watching people be mad at like the Joker being a musical. And I was like, you know what? Like,
That's me.
I know it's about to be a musical and I'm about to like appreciate it anyways. And like going into it with that mentality, that awareness, I guess, like helped me appreciate it so much more than if I would have just been like offhandedly like slapped with that fact.
I'm telling you, like, there's a buddy that I know. There's a
Like,
guy
do you
that-
get what I'm saying,
There's a
though?
guy that I know that absolutely hates midgets. Like, that's his thing. He
Yeah.
absolutely despises midgets. If he
Really?
sees
Like,
a
that's
midget,
his hard take in life.
seriously, if he sees a midget, he will literally
What?
like he's scared.
That's
like he
crazy.
hates midgets.
Really?
That's
And
really crazy.
I have to express that I am the exact same way whenever it comes to musicals. It doesn't matter the
Yeah,
musical.
facts.
I don't give a fuck if it's the best musical in the world. I think that musicals, whoever the fuck made the idea that it was cool to be a high school musical, garbage.
Yeah.
Fucking, let me tell you, man, fucking Grease, garbage.
Whoa.
So I know that in order
I
to get
don't
on
care.
his bad side, we have to just break in the song.
I'm telling you, bro.
randomly.
And
Yeah,
I am
facts. Okay.
super duper open minded. I'm a very very open minded person. But whenever we're talking about fucking musicals,
What?
You don't like it.
That's a
fuck
crazy.
them musicals.
Yeah.
That's a crazy take.
Bro, that is such a crazy take because me out of anybody, bro, I'm telling you, I really have a mad
All right,
respect
word.
for any art. Any art, I'm telling you, and of course there has to be
You
great
gotta-
choreography. Whenever you put great choreography in something, it's. I mean, I don't like a bunch of choreography, but you know that's to each his own, and I think that it can be good. I respect the art form. If you're making a fucking musical, man,
Explain it,
can't.
though.
I can't do it,
Explain
bro.
though.
Bro,
Explain
because
it, though.
it's so cheesy and it's so off-putting. Bro.
I just think it's
that's
so-
exactly why. Because
I just think it's so fun though. Like,
nah,
they're fun.
hell
To randomly
no.
break into song is
love-
like, what the fuck is happening?
Dude,
type shit.
that is
Yeah,
not
yeah,
normal.
yeah,
That should not be happening.
I
If
just
I'm watching
love
a
that,
really
though.
good movie, like Joker, that's the exact reason that I love the first Joker so much,
Uh-huh.
is because it conveyed it in a realistic aspect. Whereas most of the other Jokers that are conveyed in films,
and you know what?
it was
bruh?
somewhat unrealistic
I
because,
really
you know,
understand that.
except
Like,
for Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan's such a good director because he's able to convey characters in a way that is very realistic, or just in general, like the whole Inception movie. I was surprised that he did that, but at the same time, it's such a good movie because of just the effects that went into it, and Christopher Nolan is known for making the effects really realistic.
Yeah.
So it seemed very realistic, and I'm like, yo, that looks like it could actually fucking happen.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I'm
And you
watching
know-
a movie and I'm like, damn, this shit is really good. This shit could actually happen. And then they start singing. I don't know nobody that is going to be
Wow.
start singing out in the middle of fucking
It-
nowhere.
it
Actually,
breaks-
I know that one
it
girl
breaks
that
the
started.
spell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it breaks the yeah, I understand that.
That-
Yeah,
that
yeah.
really makes
the
a lot of
overall,
sense.
like, you know what I'm saying?
And you know,
Like,
I
what the
think-
fuck?
chaos, and then you're like,
I
whoa,
think
what's going on right
Yeah,
now?
like,
I
why are
think
you
the
singing
Joker
right
is like the
Yeah.
worst
The
franchise they
worst
could
thing that you
have
could've possibly
because
fucking did.
because it's like, you know what, like and I went in with the open mind, right? And I really enjoy like
Nah, bro,
musical,
you pissed me off this podcast.
and I wait,
God
just
dang,
listen to
man.
what I have to
I
say.
am pissed.
Just listen to what I have to
Go
say,
ahead,
like,
bro.
So it's like I went in with the open mind, and I was able to enjoy the musical aspect because I really do like musicals. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I think it is like an art form, but at the same time, I think the Joker was like from an empathetic standpoint, I think the Joker was the worst like franchise to take that route with, because like with the first movie, right? Like they really chose to like make it the most like authentic, realist shit possible. Like
Seriously.
like they wanted to feel it could really happen to.
He
like,
seemed like a
anyone.
real person.
He did, and like you saying that like really opened my eyes because it really makes you realize like it really did do a 180 on its fans, and it's like that's kind of fucked.
See, and that's what I'm saying about just
And
art
you know-
in general.
You know
Whenever
what that made me think about though? Like that really made me think about like taking a character as like a director, right? And like directors should really manipulate characters to do whatever they want. And I think as a as like a entity as like Warner Bros that like kind of owns the Joker, I
Yeah.
think you kind of have to know
accept it.
no, I think you have to know what your character can and can't do.
Yes.
and
Bro.
and be able to be like, wait, like the character, the Joker wouldn't do this. You know what I was thinking about?
Would
What,
Can't
not
break into song.
ever.
you know what I was thinking about?
I have
Like
to watch it.
when I was watching the movie, I was thinking about like what would Heath Ledger's Joker have to say about this movie? Like if I was kind of like imagining like if Heath Ledger's Joker, right? Like if he was watching that movie, like what would he think
He
about
would be
it?
pissed.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like he would probably be
Just
mad.
like me.
He would be mad, right?
Yes.
And
Chomping
that,
at the bit.
That was kind of funny too.
Bro, oh my gosh, man. Because of whenever I was saying about art is that like whenever you're viewing art, especially if it's visual art, whenever you're viewing it, you immerse yourself in the art. And even music, you immerse yourself in the art right there in that moment.
Yeah.
So whenever you're doing that, you are taking yourself outside of reality and placing yourself into the presence of the artist. But the art, that's, back to, you separate the art from the artist, but you're separating yourself from the world to the art, and you're immersing yourself in
And
the
you
art.
know
and
what, bro? The
enjoying it.
and you know what? Like embracing a character is kind of like putting yourself in that box that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yes, you have the freedom to kind of do whatever you want, but you also kind of can't do whatever you want, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you have to abide by the rules of this character.
Bro,
and
most definitely.
And I don't think in that movie that's what the Joker.
They stepped out of the lines too much.
Exactly. I exactly agree with that statement, and I think
Yep.
I think it was a great movie, but I don't think it was a great Joker movie, and I think that's because
Yeah.
the Joker wouldn't do that. I think the Joker would just submit to insanity because the Joker represents the insanity of the world.
Exactly.
And that's the Joker's place, and it's like that's what the Joker's supposed to represent and do.
Did Joaquin Phoenix sing in it?
Yeah.
I am pissed. God damn, dude. I am fucking pissed, dude. I'm serious, man. Just because you said that, and I'm really sorry, I will not be watching it. I'm really sorry.
You haven't watched it yet? I was going to watch it.
I haven't watched it yet.
And you know what? I think it was a
Damn, bro.
great musical. I still think that.
It may have been.
It was
but-
90% musical for real.
Bro.
I gotta see.
Tell
that
me
shit,
what-
I
bro.
think if you went in to the
dang.
experience and you were like,
Damn.
you know what, like I know I'm gonna experience a musical right now. I think you would love it.
Bro, that's like the Napoleon movie that we was wanting
just
to
have to
watch.
go in-
If we start watching Napoleon and Napoleon gets up on his horse and he starts fucking singing at the top of his lungs.
Wait. There's a movie about Napoleon?
Yes,
What's
it's
it
called
called?
Napoleon,
Is it a musical?
and it's got Joaquin Phoenix in it. He's Napoleon.
What?
Yes,
I need to watch
the guy
that
that
shit.
played the Joker.
Bro,
He's
Like, yeah,
Napoleon.
I've
Bro,
been studying him
you
recently.
know what-
Like, he's one
Yeah.
of
Bro,
the
they're doing a fucking Gladiator 2, bruh.
They
I heard
are.
about
And
that.
that shit
They
looks
are.
that shit looks gas, bro.
Really,
It looks good as
bro. I
hell.
swear to
good.
God,
I
if
hope
they
it's
start
good.
singing, I'm gonna be boycotting that
You ain't
shit.
singing in the middle
no
of a
singing.
battle.
No singing.
I don't
Yeah.
think they will, bro. I think it's really good. I think what's his name, bro from the Equalizer? What's his name?
Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington's gonna be in there. I think it's gonna be.
Oh yeah, I
think
saw
it-
with the
Oh,
earring.
yeah.
Yeah,
that's just gonna be
Yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
I hope
gas,
they're making
bro.
it a 300 movie.
Yeah, that would
But
be
it's
My,
awesome.
my
Like
mom
the
was kind of
original
hating on
300.
that shit because she was
Yeah,
like,
it has potential.
she was like,
that'd be
oh,
fire. I think so.
Oh man, I'd watch.
Yeah,
Uh huh.
I got you.
she was like, they already did it. Like, why are they doing a second one? I was like, bro, this shit
To
looks,
make it cooler,
it just looks fire.
like
though.
Beetlejuice.
I love that movie though.
Have you seen it?
I loved it because
I
I watched the
haven't
first.
seen it.
I watched the first one. And I love Beetlejuice.
I
That's like
love
one of my
The
like,
second
childhood
one,
music.
the second
Yeah,
one,
yeah, yeah.
I heard the
Beetlejuice.
second one was ass though, bro.
I liked
Really?
it. It was a continuation. I think low key because I watch a lot of sequels.
Wasn't it Tim Burton? It was Tim Burton?
Yeah,
He made both of them.
I think it was a good continuation.
If he
personally.
made the first one and he made the second one, I think that it's acceptable.
yeah,
If the same director doesn't make it,
Well,
doesn't
what's
make
it?
an original film, then
I think
That
it
shit is
was.
so annoying,
like there's
bro.
no way that it's gonna be good. Like if Tim Burton directed the first one and
Yeah.
it's most of Tim Burton's
Bro,
ideas,
you know a
and he
hot
did the
take that I
second-
have?
What is
Mhm.
it?
I think the Matt Reeves Batman, the recent Batman, was better than the Christopher Nolan Batman.
Hell no. You're not
That's
talking about
intense.
you're not talking about the same person.
The one
Oh,
with
Matt
like,
Reeves. Yeah. I'm thinking of the guy that played Batman, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
Is
that
that his
one.
name?
That one.
Yeah. Nah.
I just like that portrayal
Hell
of
no.
Batman better.
You know, actually, I kind of somewhat enjoyed the movie. It was to an extent drawn out way more than it should have been.
Yeah.
The Batman that you're talking about, but
Are you talking
You know,
about
Christopher-
the Batman that was portrayed in Flash?
Not
I
like
don't
the recent
know.
one, like he came out like a few years
See,
ago.
my thing is that just DC has its. Does,
I think that's the best DC movie that's come out in years.
well, just DC in general does not have its fucking shit in order.
Oh,
like,
no, like-
DC, the like timeline compared to Marvel timeline,
It's so
Yeah.
ass.
it's so ass. It's so
Yeah.
first of all, it's
like,
so
I
out
think-
of order.
I think Batman was like a really refresher in that. Like
Yeah.
that was the first DC movie
See.
in a minute that made me feel like, all right, like they understand like the comics, like
Yeah.
because I was a kid, like bro, like I was up in the library getting comics like every day, bro.
yeah, it.
I-
See,
I
yeah,
really read comics like that. Like I really understand like like you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I see. I think that Marvel does a better job.
Oh,
You
for
know,
sure,
portraying
for
comic
sure. But
movies.
bro, like ever since fucking Infinity War, bro, like
Mhm.
Marvel fell off crazy.
They definitely did.
Like bro, Madam Web was ass.
Well, Spider-Man, like, it wasn't that long after that because
fuck with
Spider-Man.
I fuck with Tom Holland.
Tom
Spider-Man,
Holland
bro.
as Spider-Man is very amazing. I
It's-
love
it's,
the
it's
new
definitely
Spider-
like most like comic book.
for real
related.
because, like I said, I love Spider-Man so much. Like, I'm gonna love the Spider-Man movies. You know what I fucking
Yeah,
mean,
no
dude?
facts.
Straight
Spider-Man
up, bro.
is fucking OG as hell.
He's the
and
man.
He is the man. And
But-
Tom
but-
Holland's
and
Spider-Man is so good.
He just does a good job of like making Spider-Man seem like what he really is, which is like
exactly.
That's the most recent one, right?
Spider-Man is just supposed to feel like
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Like,
Spider-Man-
really nerdy.
yeah. He's just supposed to feel like a fucking like normal kid that's like nerdy
Exactly.
as fuck. Like
Well, dude.
he's just,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like I could be Spider-Man type shit, and it's like yeah, like
Exactly.
Tom Holland really just makes me feel like yeah, like he's just a normal kid.
If he can be Spider-Man, why can't I?
Exactly, like
Like,
and
we're
that's what-
Spider-Man.
That's
He's
what
got
Spider-Man
bit,
was supposed
like,
to be.
what?
Like that's
Yeah.
that's what he does really well. Like yeah, I think the best Marvel movie to come out recently was the Deadpool movie, and I think like
Oh,
the Deadpool versus Wolverine shit. I think that was cool.
I love that.
bro.
I thought
seriously,
they nailed his character.
They really
development
did.
properly.
Ryan Reynolds was
Yeah.
made for that
Yeah.
character.
100%.
Ryan Reynolds was scheming
He's
on.
the
I think that was 90% of it was the fact that Ryan Reynolds is so good at that character.
Most definitely.
He's been
Yeah.
scheming
He's
on
so
that
good.
character for like years, bro.
Uh-huh.
Oh my
Like,
god.
yeah.
I
They couldn't
recently
have found a
watched
better
documentary
person.
about that.
Yeah,
They really
he kind of
couldn't
like
have.
embodied that to the fullest.
Seriously,
Yeah.
that is
Mhm.
that dude. Deadpool, and see, Deadpool actually is a very, very good answer for a lot of fucked up shit that the fans don't like, are kind of confused. Like the people that are very
Yeah.
invested into the comics and into the movies, he's a very good bridge for all of that because he's able to cross the line and step out of what is the to step out of the wall or what
The fourth wall.
The fourth
Fourth
wall.
wall. Yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah,
So
facts.
he's able to do that. He's able to step literally
And
outside of the
also-
movie
also
and
into rated
explain
R.
what's
Talk
going
to the
on.
audience.
He can also jump
Talk
into
to the
rated R, like
audience.
because no Marvel movie was
Exactly.
rated R, so he's like he
For
jumps
real.
into everything.
It's like the highest selling
Yeah.
rated R movie ever.
100%.
And but like he's
Yeah.
able to talk to the audience directly, and he's able to step out of the movie while it's in the middle of the scene, and is like, "Hey, folks," like, and then explaining like how it's able. See, DC could never do that. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
saying they could never do that, but they have yet to achieve any sort of explanation as to why
Fourth wall
why
fuckery.
there's so many different like movies with a bunch of different of the same shit. Marvel explains it amazingly. First of all, with Doctor Strange, whenever there's like the into the madness, what the dimensions.
Yeah.
So crossing
Yeah.
into other dimensions, and he was
Metaverse.
explaining to Peter Parker in that one. He was like, "Listen, like there's so many different parallel dimensions out there. Like there's so many different Peter Parkers, and you know this.
And
is
you
just
know what's crazy?
And that opens up so many doors for so much potential.
Who created
DC
who created it,
hasn't
by the
did
way?
that shit.
Who created Marvel?
Who created? Well,
What's his name
It was
again?
like Stan
Steven-
Lee.
Stan
Stan Lee.
Yeah.
So do you feel like Stan Lee like derived that idea from Marvel from just like thinking about like that? What do you think is the mindset that it takes to create an entire world of like create like just superpowers like that? You know what I'm saying?
It was like him and like Jack Kirby. Like it was
Yeah,
multiple
somebody.
people.
It was multiple people. Yeah,
because like
it wasn't just Stan Lee. Like
yeah, it wasn't just Stan Lee.
when creativity comes into play, like just the idea of creativity in general.
I think
But
that
some of
you know what I'm saying?
his some of his
really,
characters
you know
are
what
original.
It is? Like really, Marvel was thinking like, how can we make this shit more human?
yeah.
Like with Spider-Man, I remember watching interviews with like Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, and they're just talking about how like, yo, like how can we make Spider-Man feel like just a regular ass dude? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because the reason
and
why
that's what people relate to.
yeah.
Just like regular people, but it's like you just happen to have superpowers, and DC kind of wasn't doing that.
I was asking because obviously dry eyes. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
your brain dry eyes.
Yeah.
So when it comes to world building, you know what I'm saying? Like creating an entire atmosphere for like creativity. How do you feel like you're creating an atmosphere for people to jump into, like to create, and then to like involve themselves into? Because I feel like Marvel is like, it's an entire atmosphere, it's an entire world that people can jump into. Like I think of Marvel, I think of all the superheroes, all the worlds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I think of like our own particular brands, yours particularly Dry Eyes,
Yeah.
how can people involve themselves into your particular world outside of just like the brand itself? You know what I'm saying?
I just always wanted to feel like.
just always wanted to feel loved.
I want.
I thought
You
that's
know
what you
what
was
it
gonna
is?
say.
Like, I want as a
Funny
kid,
as fuck.
as a kid, like I always felt like FOMO, right?
Yeah.
And I want Dry Eyes to feel like
Feel like you're gonna miss out if you don't get yourself involved.
I want Dry
Yeah,
I want
okay.
Dry Eyes
Yeah,
to
yeah,
feel
okay.
like FOMO. It's like the
That's
cool,
crazy
the
way to
cool-
What's
put it.
FOMO for those who don't know?
Fear of missing
FOMO
out.
is like
Yeah.
FOMO is a fear of missing out, and like
Okay.
with my photo shoot that I did for Dry Eyes recently, where like I just brought a bunch of random creative people in Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Like creative people they never know what they want exactly. Like, but I wanted it to feel like everyone involved is cool, and you're not at
Yeah,
this.
be cool.
You're not at this shoot right now, and if you're not at this shoot, you missed out. And
Yeah.
and it's like, you know what's funny? It's like anyone could have been at that shoot.
Yeah.
Because anyone
you
anyone
wasn't.
could have swiped up on my Instagram, because I said, like, I did a post beforehand on my story. I said, yo, I'm doing a shoot. If you want to pop out, pop out. Anyone could have been there, but they chose not to. And you know what DMs I got afterwards? I got, yo, bro, when's the next shoot? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
and that's exactly the response I wanted. I want Dry Eyes to feel like the cool crowd that you're not a part
That's
of.
such a
100%.
crazy way to put it, bro.
And you
Yeah.
know-
That's awesome.
And you know why? It's like, because I always felt I was on the outside of that crowd, and I want to be able to just like,
FOMO is
Because
I want to be a
Yeah.
brand where it's like you put some shit on and you feel like you're a part of the inside.
Because I feel like the goal honestly is really to create an air of admiration for the people who don't have the confidence to kind of take part in what you have going on.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because like when it comes to Marvel, it's like
it takes a lot to get there.
Yeah, not everybody's a superhero. You feel
but it's
me?
like all you have to do is put on this shirt.
That's it. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like, what's your brand
For
presence?
sure. Dap up. Y'all should definitely dap up on that.
You know what I'm saying? Because like that's why I've been. That's why
We should dap
like,
up on that. Yeah, fuck it.
Yo, dap me up too, bro. What the
Fuck it, dap me up, bro. Hell yeah. Yeah, let's dap up. Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
I know exactly what you're saying.
that's
Hell yeah.
why I relate to your brand so much. Is because like it's creating an atmosphere that people can take part of. They don't have the confidence to really take part of it. You feel me
Yeah.
like that?
You just like saying that makes me so happy, bro.
Yeah,
It's
real
like-
shit.
That's gonna
though.
make me cry.
Oh God,
Tears of happiness.
I'm tearing up.
That's real shit though.
That's
'Cause
all I've
that's
ever
every
wanted
creative's
to do.
dream,
Yeah.
right? Like
And-
that's every creative's dream. Like real
Because
shit.
and you know why? It's because every creative has like always felt like they were on the outside, and then like eventually, you know, you work creatively, and you realize as a creative, like creativity is how I get onto the inside.
Yeah,
It's like-
how we get in now.
Yeah, fact.
And
You know
then
what I
you're
mean?
on the inside, and you're like, this is crazy. Like, bro, I'm fucking like around all of y'all, bro. Like I'm around people who think the same way.
yeah,
as me. And
like
it's
I'm around a bunch of tweakers, dude.
And it's like,
You're
you
the
know
man
what?
with
Like,
the plan.
if you're out there, bro, and you're just like
Man
being
with a
creative,
plan.
like on your own, bro, like I promise you can.
Yeah.
You can get like me, bro. You can get like,
you
bro, like,
can get like us,
like
bruh.
you can be.
It's
I'm so
possible, bro.
They not like
bro,
us.
like,
They not like us.
Cause when you're on the outside, bro, you think you're different. You think
Yeah.
like no one's like you, but bro, there's so many people like you out there. Like I just want people to always feel like the people that
Bro.
they want to be around.
Let's just be honest, Benny. They not like us, bro. They really not like us, bro. They
not.
really not, bro.
Yo.
But
you can strive to be more like us.
But the people who are thinking creatively, bro, you're just like me, bro. And like you can be like me, bro. You can do what I'm doing. I'm not different than you. I'm just choosing to look at things differently.
100%.
yeah,
And it's like
we're all people.
once I got that
Yeah.
that mentality and that mindset, it's like I feel like if I can make someone get clothes that makes them feel like that, or make someone watch a video that makes them feel, just make people feel like they're not the only ones that think like.
Accepting
Like,
your like,
yeah.
it's like accepting your difference in perspective.
Yeah,
Once you accept
because
your-
not
yeah.
everyone is blessed with a creative mindset like I am, and like
Mhm.
not everyone thinks like I do. But for the people that do, it can be isolating, and it's like you just have to look. You just have to look a little harder. You just have to dig a little deeper. It can be harder to live this creative lifestyle, but at the end of the day, it's always going to be rewarding when you realize that community is all that matters, and you realize that like you can always find your community somewhere. You just have to look a little harder and like search a little more.
No,
And
you gotta
be-
make your own community.
Yeah, and exactly.
Heavy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. That's the thing about creativity, bro. Everybody wants something to stand behind. You
Yeah.
feel me? And I feel like
I
don't
feel
know.
you.
This is interconnectivity that takes place in everything that we're doing. Every sense of individualism that we all find is all derived from the same sense of like interconnectivity that we all feel on the subconscious
Because like
level.
at one
but
point,
no
we,
one wants to acknowledge. You
at
feel
one
me?
point, like we all felt like a fucking weirdo, and like we were
Yeah.
all
I still feel like that.
and,
Nah,
but,
yeah.
but
Hold
now,
on.
Yeah.
and it's just crazy that like all creatives have felt like that, and all creatives have like flipped being a weirdo
Flip the script.
into being like the cool kid, and it's like it's crazy how it just
I don't think all of them.
it just flips.
I
just
think
like,
some
Not
people
enough
don't
of
know
them.
how to do it.
Not
thi-
yet.
no, I
but they're
think
not
you're-
true creatives. then.
I think you're right. And
Hey, amen.
It's
Because
like-
then they would have figured that shit out.
it's
Exactly.
like bro, you look at me and you look at all I've accomplished, but it's like not only have I not accomplished everything I want to accomplish, but like I still look at myself. Like,
don't compare
like a
yourself.
fucking weirdo sometimes. But like sometimes it's just still feel like I'm a fucking weird ass kid.
Yeah,
bro.
don't compare yourself to somebody
It's like-
else. Compare yourself to the
Yeah.
past you.
Like exactly like, and that's why I say like every video I make, I want it to feel better because
Than
it's
the
like
last one.
because I always want to feel like I'm just getting better, and it's like, bro, as long as you're just evolving, bro, like that's all that matters, bro. That's all life is really about, bro. Just to prove to yourself that you're getting better. Like
Life is a truly personal journey.
and every person that's like in it is just a reflection of you, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
like you don't need any validation from anyone else but yourself, bro. Like
Straight up, just be cool.
just be yourself.
To you.
And you know what, bro? I used to hate hearing that because it was so vague. Like I feel like be yourself is such a vague statement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's almost like elementary
There's
because
truth in it, but it truly is vague. Like I know what you mean.
it's annoyingly vague
Yeah.
sometimes, and it's like really what that means, bro. It's just like
I don't know. I think
It-
that's
just-
loose advice. Be
Yeah.
yourself.
I think
Yeah.
it.
It
I
comes-
think
yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
uh-huh.
Because
There's no
like
description.
there's different factors into it. Like you can't just be yourself.
And I think what
You
that
know?
really, I think what that really means, bro. It's just like
It's always evolving.
it's just like be the best version that you know you can
Yeah.
really be, because I have a theory, bro, that like everyone knows what they want to do, but like deep down. And,
Yeah.
and I know so many people who I talk to where it's like, bro, I swear, bro, like I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. But like,
I'll do it.
but like
one
you
of these
know what,
days.
bro? It's
do you
like
think that's innate to creatives, or if that is something that everybody genuinely has?
it's like
I don't know.
You know
I don't
what,
know.
bro? It's like I don't always know what I want to become, but I always know the next step. And I feel like everyone at least always knows the next step. And like it's like, bro, it's like a car at midnight on an unknown road, bro. It's like you don't gotta know fucking miles ahead, bro. You just gotta have your headlights on. You just gotta be able to see the next few miles ahead of you, bro.
Yeah, and if you hit a deer, then I mean, then you hit a
Fuck
deer.
it.
Yeah.
You gotta
Exactly.
keep.
That's
You
half
gotta
the
keep.
Shit, you got to deal with
You
it.
gotta keep fucking driving, bro.
Gotta keep soldiering
Golly.
on.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. You kind of don't have a choice. Is there any way you can make me a promise?
Yeah.
Could you like promise me not to ever make a musical?
After hearing the response today,
I
musicals
can,
are
bro.
dead, bro.
Musicals are fucking dead. So I'm dead ass serious about
I
this.
love musicals, bro.
If there's anything that I'm
Oh.
passionate about,
Musicals are dead, bro.
I'm passionate about,
Apparently.
you know,
Your hatred for musicals.
completely
Runs
wiping
deep.
musicals off of the face of the earth.
I really get it though. Like
Yeah.
after you explained it, I really understand why there's such a cultural
Yeah.
divide on that.
Just fuck that shit, dude.
but it's
The
like
only people that like musicals are women.
you know why?
And even then,
You know
I would
why,
say
though?
about 20% of them are only they like musicals.
I think
Mhm.
I think it's just a different reality. I think people like to be in a different reality, bro. Like a musical is really just some shit that can never happen in real life, and it's like
Yeah,
I think people
never.
people really like that because like
Mm,
bro, a music video could never happen in real life, but sometimes
Never.
I watch a music video, I'm like, yo, like,
seriously.
I could really be in that, and it's like I think every creative
Yeah,
kind
but
of
whatever you think-
experiences that in their own way.
But the
like,
best visuals that you see though is ones that like look like you're on an acid trip.
Yeah.
You know, the best visuals that you see, they don't look realistic.
I think you're right. I think
Yeah.
you know I think musicals are getting outdated because people are more and more starting to just enjoy regular shit. If that makes
Yeah.
sense, like
Yeah.
I think people just like when people are just being authentic, and I think people are starting to.
That's why podcasts are doing so good right now.
I think people are starting to ditch,
So good.
I think people are starting to ditch the theatrics and starting to just enjoy real
Just
shit.
We're talking about,
authentic.
bro. We're
Authenticity.
talking about this
Yes,
in the car.
exactly.
It's because of the introduction of AI.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
AI is gonna perfect humanity, like to the point where it's like what's preconceived as what humans can create. AI is gonna create that.
See, that's why
So,
I
like-
think that AI could take over. I would say could take over 90% of the jobs, but
Yeah.
there's no way you could take control of complete artistic ability.
The true
It's
artistic
impossible.
ability. True
Because-
artistic
because,
ability.
like,
you have to
real art-
recreate yourself at all times.
Seriously, because
Real art is always going to be human at the end of the day.
100%,
seriously, and then
yeah.
that's what like, and whenever we was talking about like monetizing it, you know, the ones that are going to be that, you know, people are going to give money to is not going to be one created by you know, that's going to be mass produced. Like people aren't going to do it. Cameras cut off.
Oh shit!
But
We've been running for 3 hours.
we've been running for 3 hours.
You're
Close to
lying.
2 hours and 30 minutes.
What?
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's as long as podcast.
We might can wrap it up. Yeah, we might can wrap it up
Yeah.
right here.
We
I
got
do have to go to
talking
work
shit.
at like 5:30.
Hey,
Goodness
be cool,
gracious,
man. Me
bro.
too. Me too. Be cool.
fucking
Be cool.
cool.
Be cool. Be cool. You don't have to get. You don't have to be at work at
Cool.
5:30.
No, I have to get up at 5:30.
Yeah, let's press them. Let's press them. Seekie,
The
come
fuck
on.
you talking about, bro?
Yeah, the fuck
No.
you talking about, bro? You
You
definitely
lying,
don't
bro.
have to be there
No.
at 5:30.
You got another 2 hours in you, bro.
Got him. You got another 2 or 3 or 4 hours.
I can run 4 hours of sleep, but not 2.
Let's go.
Yes, sir, bro.
I think that we're gonna wrap this shit up. What do you say, Benny?
I agree, bro.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you so much, you guys, for coming.
No, for
Seriously,
real.
I'll
actually,
say,
for
Benny,
real.
thank you for allowing like complete
Thank you for
conversation. bro. Like,
allowing
we had,
Seekie
like,
to
you know what I'm
come.
saying?
Yeah, bro.
And thank you for allowing me to come, bro. This is a full circle moment, bro. My first podcast had Benny, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
There,
yeah.
it's like, you know,
I'll dap you up too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Thank
Hell
you so
yeah.
much, bro.
I'll dap
for
you
the-
up too, bro.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you
Seth,
both.
too, you know what I'm saying?
Fucking let's dap up, bro.
Everybody.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Dab up.
Yeah.
Yeah, god dang, be cool,
Hell
man.
yeah.
Hell
Well,
yeah,
bro,
it's been awesome.
I feel like everyone here is just gonna keep growing and keep building. And it's
Every
like,
year we grow into like some
Yeah.
I just love being around people who are grown, bro. Like my final message is just like, bro, always just keep growing, bro.
Always grow.
Always just like do some different shit. Always just like try to be different than you were yesterday.
Yeah.
Like just evolve, bro.
That's
really all we were meant to do, bro. And it's like whether that's in business, whether that's in art,
Absolutely.
just do some different shit, bro. Don't copy, bro. Just look within, bro. Like you don't always gotta look at without, bro. Like just you know what you like. Just do what the fuck you like, bro. Like just be, that's what be yourself means, bro. It's like be yourself really just means look within. And it's like it's just on some deeper shit, bro.
Sometimes it's not that deep.
You're the only core audience that you need, bro.
It's macro and micro.
If you like it
at the same time.
If you like it, other people are gonna like it because they're gonna see that you like it, and that's really what matters.
If you have a liking to popular things,
but even if you don't, bro, even if it's not popular, just do what you like to do.
Just do what you like to do.
Because at the end of the day, bro, we're all gonna die.
And while adapting to other people.
And it never matters, bro.
It doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
Just people are complicated.
Just remember that you should have FOMO because you are 100% missing out on what we got going on.
You're never gonna be like.
There's not a chance in hell that you're gonna be you're gonna sum up to anything.
Yeah, like
you're nothing.
I mean, at the end of the day, like
truly though,
our level of genius
truly, you're nothing.
At the end of the day, like just remember though, like at the end of the day, like our level of genius is light years ahead of yours,
and there's no way you're gonna catch up.
You can't catch up.
It's not possible.
You probably live with your mom and that's okay, bro. Like
and you probably sit and watch musicals all fucking day.
Like what the fuck are you doing?
Bro. Maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
Just think about the things that you can do, and straight up, you know what I mean?
Be the person that you can be today, bro.
Yeah, be the person that you can be tomorrow today.
Yes.
Fucking man up.
You feel me?
Unless you're a girl and fucking
figure it out.
Figure that shit out, dude.
I love
All right. We're going to wrap it up. I love you. He loves you. Seekie maybe likes you.
I like you a little bit.
And then Seth is in love with you. Have a good one.
Depends.